That's my baby.
I'm dying.
That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they did it! They did it!
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
To Agree to Disagree, the flagship, only on A2D Radio. Uncle Sweeps, Nick DelGozzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Tom Arnone, Nick DelGozzo, Brian Wilson, Greg Milakovic, the bad boys of Sports Talk. Listen, the day started off good today. Okay? Started off good. We had a 14-3 lead. Deshaun Jackson showed his face today. We all forgot he was on the team. You know, he was hurt for so long, over 2 years. Showed his face after the leap into the end zone. Everything changed.
Yep. As soon as he
I don't know what happened, right? And then you didn't see Deshaun the rest of the game. The game plan changed. So much to talk about when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll do a crumb of the week later on the show. we were planning on hopefully coming off that bad Eagles loss, and the Sixers are on, and you're feeling good about yourself. You're like, okay, Sixers are on. We can get right back to it. All right, we can try to get the bad taste out of our mouth, right? I know it's not the Eagles, but still, right? Get the bad taste out of our mouth. All right, and the Sixers, obviously, last time I checked, we're getting beat by 34 on the road. So the same Sixers woes continue on the road. The Sixers road woes have not changed from last year to this year. Same old story.
112.85.
112.85. It looks like the same old story. Now, last year, we were quick to rush to judgment on a good first 10 games of the year, right? So I don't want to rush to judgment on them being a terrible road team yet. I'll give them another one, but I said it last night on the show. This was a big one for me, for them. With Joe or without Joe, you got to compete better than this. That's a disgusting effort tonight in Cleveland, even though Cleveland, way better basketball team. Sexton and Garland can definitely play. So, they definitely look like they might have hit 2 picks in Cleveland. But we'll talk Sixers a little later on the show. We'll do a crumbs of the game when it comes to Eagles Cowboys. Plenty to go around for the Birds, and that doesn't even have to be players. Eagles Cowboys recap, the main topic at hand, and it ties into our poll question brought to you by Ambuck Services, AMBUCK Services.com. 20% off. Tell them the boys from A2D sent you for all your gutter guards, gutter installation. Ambuck Services has you covered. Our poll question: the Eagles should fire their entire coaching staff. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, follow, download, join the conversation tonight. Like we say every time on A2D, it's get it off your chest time. You're laying on the couch. Are you happy? Are you happy that they lost today? Because you're looking at the pick, right? You're looking at the higher pick. I always say I always want to make the playoffs. But after the loss today, I can look back on it and say, you know what? I'm not mad. This team wasn't good anyway. We all knew it. We need an influx of talent in a big way. So you know what? For the first time, I'm okay with saying, you know what? We're not a playoff team. All right. It was all false hope anyway. I want changes in some fashion in this organization. Okay. So to the poll question, Eagles should fire their entire coaching staff. Agree or disagree? For the first time ever, like not ever, but for the first time, I look at a game and I say, you know what? This one I put a lot on Doug. And not the whole thing, because it takes players to play. But this specific game, I didn't like. right? I thought we went away from things that worked early on. But again, he doesn't play defense for this team. And, one guy gave up 7 catches for 165 yards and literally got bent over on the football field. So not all of it's him. But listen, there were, false starts, same old. But listen, if our quarterbacks get passes for bad offensive line play, I feel like our coach falls in there. So the only person, I want Howie gone. So the entire staff gone? No, I think it's okay to say, if you officially want Jim Schwartz and move on from Jim and get a fresh face in there on defense, I'm totally on board. We know we need an offensive coordinator. I know other guys are on this panel are going to say agree to firing the whole staff. But so I'm trying to look at it from a different angle and say I'm willing to fire everybody, but maybe Doug right now. But maybe not Doug. Doug might be the only guy left to stay because this is the first time in 3 years this football team isn't going to the playoffs. We know how bad this roster's been. We know how bad this offensive line's been. We know how bad his quarterback's been. Do I think today? Do I think he hurt his football team today? Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, when I'm in my Blaine game, my Crumb game, he's leading the pack because they went away from stuff that was working early on. All right, and once the Cowboys come on hot like that, now you got to control the football. Right now, you got to run the football more. Now you got to sustain drives, and they didn't. And listen, you tried to make the quarterback into a pocket passer. We know he's not that. So it's like it's fitting, a square into a round hole. You know what I mean, or whatever the fuck they say. It's something that doesn't work. All right, plain and simple. Something that doesn't work. That's what you're trying to do. It's not going to work. Jalen Hurts is not a pocket quarterback. He needs to be on the run, making plays on the run. All big plays. The play to Deshaun is a rollout, right, on the run. The creativity you saw early on in the game went away, right? All that stuff went away. And that's what bothers me the most about this loss today. But at the end of the day, I'm okay with the loss. And I'm hoping that it brings significant changes to the staff, right? And to this front office. Not just the staff. All right? There's been no talent on this roster. All right, this year. There's no stars on this roster that were drafted here over the last 3 to 4 years. And that's a problem. That's a problem, and that needs to be addressed. And the only way you're ever going to get changes is by losing sometimes. And I'm just disagreeing to the entire staff. I think guys need to get fired. You know what I mean? I absolutely agree to that. I think it's time to fire some guys. I think it's time to look for maybe a different defense coordinator. Right? You don't always have to fire your head coach to make big changes on your staff, and maybe the right changes. An offensive coordinator is so needed here. It's not funny, right? We know that. Now, if he's not willing to have one, then I consider firing him, right? Because then your ego's too big for the room. Hey, bye then, bye girl. Take a walk then. But if you're willing to for me to bring somebody in, then I'm for it. I'm for. Like I said before, I'm not going to run from this on Doug. Just like I'm not going to run from it on Carson. I was willing to give them both one more year, right? And we'll see where the chips fall. And if them two get better, right, with the things around them being better, right. With having a better offensive line, hopefully, right, and some of them things. And same for Doug, where you can't make excuses. And I'm not making excuses for either one of them because they didn't get the job done this year. You're 4-10-1. That's ugly. You're talking about possibly a top 5 pick. Right? That's where the bad teams are. That's where the bad football teams are. But you do get a little bit of a pass. We're going to the postseason 3 straight years. You get a little bit of one. It doesn't last forever. Now, if you would have not went to the playoffs last year too, and then sneak in, then you're getting fired this year. Make sense? It just takes you 2 years. 2 years, no postseason. Bye, I'm moving on. It's that simple. And I'm not scared to go find somebody else. I just like Doug as a leader of men. I still think he's a bad XO guy. I'm the first one to say it. He did better when there's guys around him. I mean, how much would you pay for Mike Rowe back? And Mike Rowe, we were freaking ripping Mike Rowe. I'll take Mike Rowe back in a heartbeat right now from what I see from Doug. You know what I mean? I haven't seen anything. So we know what we need on the offense side of football. We need some guys. We need a guy actually in here calling plays. And you just pull the old Mike Tomlin where you just oversee everything, right? Oversee it all. Maybe bring in a new defensive coordinator. So do some of them things. And you can change your roster. And the biggest thing of all is bringing in a new fucking GM. Until you do that, I think you're running down the same path. You're going to get coach after coach fired here. I'm going to tell you how it is. You're going to get coach after coach fired here until something changes in that front office. Because the amount of draft picks you missed on is inexcusable. Inexcusable. I'm watching CD Lamb make plays again, versus us. I'm tired of watching guys, make plays on other teams, young skill position guys, and we can't find any of them. Right? We can't find any of them. That's not a good sign. This whole thing of like Alshon and Deshaun not getting snaps when they come back, as many of them, was to try to give some of these young guys looks. I'm not impressed with Jalen Reagor. And it's a rookie year, but you got time to make up for it. But this whole thing is a train wreck, and it starts up top, and obviously, and then Doug has a huge part in it because you're the head coach. But I'm just not I'm not ready to fire him this year. Talk to me next year, and like I've had conversations like, Brett Brown doesn't have the resume he had, but the same thing with Brett Brown. Hey, you get that one last year. If you don't get back to the dance or you don't get over whatever hump we want you to get over, then it's time to go. And I'll be the first one to say, even if you don't get into the playoffs with a 10-6, 11-5 record, guys, I fire his ass too. Even if he does get in, like if you get in at 9-7, and bye. You know what I mean? Bye. That's not good enough. That's the same old. You get knocked down the first round, time to go. So I do have a standard on where I'll be ready to let him go. Make sense? The same way with Carson, where I'll be like, I've had enough of it.
So my question to you,
that's all I got on it all. You boys let me know. Everybody else out there, let us know.
Real quick, Tommy, my question to you is, so it looks like we're going to have a worse year next year with the situation we're in, right? So why not fire him now? If you're saying you're going to fire him next year if he doesn't get a playoff win, when we're probably not going to win a playoff game.
And I'll tell you that because the only reason I'll say that is because I don't think it's and I know this isn't fair, but I don't think it's an enticing place to come to right now with what you just said.
I disagree.
Like
I hear what you're saying, but
there's 10 teams probably in there for a head coach.
Big market though.
True, but would you rather come here? Go to your option to go to Jacksonville and you get you get lost
here by far.
All right, it just depends on what guys want. Guys might look at our cap situation and say, you know what, this is 2 years of doom and gloom. You know what I mean? Maybe I don't want to come here. Guys are always looking to be a head coach. I get it. I just think that Andy drove us crazy here too. Now, Doug didn't win nearly as many games as Andy did, but Andy drove us crazy even when he was winning games. So all my point is like sometimes here we're so close to this situation that we're ready to get rid of him. Get rid of him. One baby, time to go. And that could be a mistake. It could be. Or it could be the smartest decision you ever make as an organization. I don't know. I don't got a crystal ball. That's why we talk sports and have fun with it, because I don't know. Right? Nobody's in the locker room. But I'm willing to give them one more. You're not successful in whatever terms we come up with to be successful. Like, well, guys, if they get a top 5 pick and it's Jamar Chase here and Carson Wentz is here, you better be fucking semi-successful. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you're getting a top 5 pick, that should be a guy who comes in right away, impactful. If you're good at what you do. I'm not saying just Chase. I'm just saying in general. If it's Parsons on defense, whoever it is, right, should be a guy who comes in and automatically makes that side of the football better. Even year one. So that's why I'll say, and you'll still have a good offensive line next year, even with all your cap hits and you're in the situation you're in right now. You'll still have a good offensive line. So you'll still have
hopefully.
Unless they all get hurt again. So we said this this year, and it's been a free for all. You know what I mean? It's a turnstile, and
13 different combinations. 13.
24 points.
13. 13 line combinations.
24-point loss.
I mean, yeah, I look at it like, hey, listen, now's the time. So I'm definitely the opposite of Tom, and I understand what he's saying, and I get you. I've always hold. And that's me. I don't, force my opinion on anybody. I always hold the guy driving the ship the most responsible. Understand? Because the other guys around you, listen, and that's why get your nose out of the fucking menu, right? And get in every part. And I'm not saying I'm not in there. I don't know what he does, right? But if you're worried about, you're worried about the menu and all the shitty plays you're calling, right? Get in there and worry about the defense, right? How are these guys in the NFL then? All right, if they're that atrocious on defense, I understand that they're decimated by injury. I get it, right? But is the NFL that thin, or the Eagles are the worst luck in the world that somehow the guys are ending up on 53-man rosters and they don't belong in the NFL? to me, that's terrible. It's a terrible talent evaluation, which we already know. All right. And then terrible coaching, right? To get something out of it. I understand they don't have to make them all pro corners, Deion Sanders types, but you something's got to change, right? And that's what it is for me. I wipe out everybody. All right. And that's soup to nuts, wipe it all out. All right. And that would entice somebody to come in. I understand the cap hit and all that stuff. It doesn't look great, but you wipe it out. Somebody comes in, they bring in their own people. All right. It's almost like a purge. You get the purge going. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's just kind of
that's another reason Jim Schwartz should get fired today, because that the simple common sense thing right in front of your face, Jim, is you have a guy who's played corner before, right? So instead of running fucking Jacquet out there, as much as we're not all Jalen Mills up here, at least he's played corner in the league before, and know you can play at least a little bit. So at least you have two guys you can count on, essentially, with slaying him on either side. You can then do some of the things you want to do. You can blitz more. You can do some of them things. The fact that he waited till 8 minutes in the third quarter to see a guy get toasted all around the goddamn field was mind-boggling, especially guy at the practice squad guy. He's not even on your roster because Maddox and LeBlanc both stink, but both are out. They're better than he is, and this is a situation you run into, which, in my opinion, like, Jimmy, it's right in front of your face, buddy. I know Jalen's playing safety. All right, that's because we thought we went out and made moves to not make him play there anymore. We thought we'd be better on the back end. But when you have it right in front of your face, that's a simple 101 adjustment to say, you know what? I've won games with this guy as my second corner. I can put him there. I won games with him and fucking Ronald Darby. I think I can put him there and get away with it. Where he might get beat. He will get beat. But he's not getting beat 7 for 165. Let's be real. So that's a simple adjustment that you could have made early, like during the week. Well, he's not getting beat like that.
I mean, Amari Cooper beat him for 200 last time we played him. That he covered him, I think. But
it wouldn't have been Cooper though. It would have been Gallup. It's a different story.
Gallup was galloping all over the fucking field today.
Well, against a guy who's a practice squad guy. I'm just saying you have a corner who play corner. Like, it doesn't make sense. Why would you put him? Like,
I mean, we got shredded in general, but I hear you.
No, but why would you?
I think every receiver on their team had a good day.
They did, but why would you put a practice squad guy out there?
Yeah, undrafted free agent. I hear you. I'm with you. Sense. I mean, we're decimated with injury, but I obviously would have gone with Jalen on the outside there.
I'm not saying that's
I want everybody fired, Tom. Okay, I haven't had a chance to say it yet, but I want everyone going. Okay, because to me, Doug is a pile of shit, and he's been for 2 years now. And if you fire him, you fire everybody. So fucking fire them all. I want everybody going. Like Sweep said, you get somebody to entice them to come in where, hey, you come in, you bring your guys in that you want to be on the coaching staff with you. That's how you get them in. Lincoln Riley.
So you lie to him because that's what it would be. Because
whatever you got to do to get him in the door, Tom.
No, absolutely. I'm just telling you how he's still going to be here. We know he's a lion. He's a snake. And you know this.
I would love him going too.
And you
know what we'll do? We'll just we'll replace him in the organization somewhere. We're like the typical Philadelphia fucking move.
Listen, I have no issue with you guys talking about cleaning house. Bobby, appreciate the tip, brother. 13 points in the last 3 games in the second half. Listen, Bobby, that's something he used to be good at as a coach, and he hasn't been good at. So, I mean, listen, I don't disagree with what Sweep said, and I don't disagree with what Wilson said. That's a funny thing. Like, if they fire him, fire him. Like, go ahead. But I want Howie going with him then. Like, this isn't just on this. If you're going to clear it. But I'm not okay with Howie still being here and Doug being the fucking scapegoat for bad drafts, etc. Like, you both need to fall then. Because like Sweep said, okay, Doug's in charge, but Howie's almost in charge of Doug. We know how this organization goes. Howie's in charge of Doug. So if one goes, then I guess they're sort of tied at the hip, right? I don't know. It's just bad. It's bad all around.
Yeah, no, Howie don't get a pass. I mean, I don't know what Jeffrey's looking at. You know what I mean? That's, like I said, that's between those two guys. You know what I mean? We know he's in his hip pocket. So we'll see if this is the final, if this year was the final straw. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, probably. Unfortunately, not.
No, I'm just saying, like, but you put us in, and you put the Eagles in cap hell, and you got you got practice guys running around there. I understand that, you're dealing with injuries. The whole league deals with injuries too. You know what I mean? Like, it's been like 5 years of that fucking theory. And I get it. I mean, I'm not saying that you guys are making shit up and it's not happening in front of your eyes. I get it. Right. But it's just, like I said, in 2017, it was cool because it was next man up, and it was, raise the Lombardi. You know what I mean? And now it's like, we're decimated, man. Holy shit. do we suck? You know, I get it. You know what I mean? Like the whole league deals with it. You know what I mean? Maybe not at that, that magnitude. I understand. You know what I mean? But can't be next man up 1 year. And then 4 years later, it's like, man, shit, where do we get this guy? This guy's shitty. You know what I mean? Like the Cleveland Indians fucking ground crew. Where do we get this guy? This guy's
We're
shitty.
still shitty.
The only thing I'll say to that is you're right. The only thing different about this year than that year is this year we were decimated on our offensive line. And that year we were actually fully healthy there. Outside of Peters, right? Because Vitae played. And our defensive line, which this year's been healthy too. So our defense line's been healthy this year. And they played well, obviously, because numbers say they do.
Well, you win on the lines, Tommy. You know this.
But that's the only advantage. Like, I'm right with you, Sweeps. Like, if this offensive line was intact and it was just like, man, these skill position guys aren't good enough. Like, no, we, then run the ball more. You got Brandon Brooks. You got Lane Johnson. I just think, like, when you're down to, we know this, when you're down to third tackles, we're down to third tackles. They are what they are. They are what their record says they are. Yeah. You run out of the last man's up, in my opinion, because I think the bravado ran out too. When you're going for it on 4th and 15, I think you run out of your bravado. I think you're just a loose cannon. You don't know which way to go. I can keep it both ways, guys. I'm pro Doug, but I'm also what I watch drives me fucking insane. Take the field goal. You're getting your doors blown off. You need some sense of feeling better about yourself. Mm-hmm. If he misses it, I cut him right on the spot then. All right?
But if he misses it, that's on the kicker. That's not on your offense, which is completely different, as you were saying, right? Your offense gets off. All right, hey, we got stagnant, but at least we gave ourselves a chance to get points. Then if you miss it, your offense can kind of sit there and say, hey, well, we put together a little drive. Our kicker just sucks, right? But no, absolutely.
It's not Madden. No. It's not fucking Madden. That's all I gotta say. I can't say anything else. It's not Madden. You gotta coach with your head in this league. You got points, you take the fucking points. It's not. It's very simple, and especially when it's not even the fourth quarter. What is he doing? We actually started fast. We haven't started fast in 2 years. We started fast, and then he said, "Oh, that's right. I'm Doug. I'm the coach. I'll just stop running the ball. We'll just throw every play."
He must have heard Vilma. He must have heard Vilma say, "Oh, he's a run first."
Oh, he said, "I'll show Jonathan. I'll show him."
Yeah, you understand,
this motherfucker.
And that's part of, like I said, that's part of any sport, is making adjustments. You know what I mean? So you knew that, the Cowboys is, we're going to make some adjustments. It wasn't going to be that easy. You know what I mean? But those first couple drives, I mean, it was. They were running the ball they were running the ball right down their throats. I mean, everything was working, and then it's just like you said, he just abandoned stuff. I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to get cute. He's trying to reinvent the wheel. I don't know. It's
almost bored. I'll tell you exactly what happens. I feel like it's almost like you get fucking bored. It's like, oh, running the ball is boring. You know what I mean? Like, oh, running the ball is boring. Let me go throw it 40 times, right? Like, dude, if you want to do that, like I'll say it a million times. If you want, that doesn't even help Carson out. Right, like we all watch a lot of football today. All the teams that were struggling were the ones that couldn't run the football or didn't run the football. Yep. A lot of Pittsburgh's woes over the last 3 games up until the second half today, where they can't run the football. Right, like you got to be able to run the football today. Cleveland today, against New York, they couldn't. Right, no wide receivers, but they couldn't run the football. Right, I mean teams struggle in this league when you can't run the football. Rodgers' offense, the worst years of Rodgers' careers, which were still good years, were years that he didn't have running backs. And we remember them years. It was like gadget guys playing running back for him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be able to run the football. And you got to have power backs. And you got to have some guys that you – like 15 fucking carries again. Like, I'm not team Miles Sanders either. But listen, there's 2 games left. Throw it in his back pocket or his front pocket 40 times today. You understand me? Take the will out of the Cowboys. You're up 14-3. Take the will out of them. All right?
That's exactly it.
They're the worst rush defense in football.
The first 2 drives, he ran it with him specifically 8 times, and then I think you saw it 7 times the rest of the game.
15, Greg.
And we weren't
it's
that far down.
It's unreal.
With not enough time to completely abandon that. Right, I know time and score have a lot to do with what you do as a play caller and offense, but
Absolutely.
We weren't that far without a lot of time too. Right, it was always a 2-score game, but we had time. You had time still.
There's 8 minutes in the third. It's like, listen, put a drive together. Like, Wells, I used to give him credit for that all the time because people are like, oh, we threw too many times. And I'll say, well, the team you went up against had the 28th ranked pass defense. That's what you do in this league. You try to, exploit teams in their weakness.
Yeah, their weaknesses.
Well, this one's right in front of your face, Doug. I mean, if I don't rush 45 times today, I should just stay in Dallas. Like, and
Especially with a 14-3 lead in the first quarter.
In the first quarter. I don't care that they come down and make it 14-10. Now I got to go on a drive. And all the creativity that your guys' points went out the window right after Deshaun did his little cute little fucking front.
Look at me. I have played 2 games in 2 years.
And now I'm sore.
Don't get me started on Deshaun.
And now I'm sore.
Where was he the rest of the game?
Now,
Get her on the flip.
Sure.
Get her on the flip.
Both Jalen and Doug said, oh, I got banged up in the second quarter. Well, isn't that more of a reason to not throw it 40 times?
Or hey, how about me? If he's banged up and it's affecting him, I don't like that excuse Kate after the game, first off. And if it is affecting him, Carson, step on the field, bud. Let's go. That's why you got a backup. Fuck you, Doug.
Because they're all scared to do it, dude. Because it's soft city. And I feel like he lost his sack. Like, if I got a sack and I know Jalen got dinged up, hey, come have a seat with me. I got a $100 million guy here. Let's go win a football game. And maybe, guess what? Maybe we see. You know what we might see, guys? You know what might be funny? We might see a different spark. How about a different spark? Your fucking playoff lives are on the line. Your job should be on the line. There are a lot of people in this organization jobs are on the line. You go in who gives you the best situation to drop back 40 times? And if somebody in this chat tells me Jalen Hurts, you all need to buy a goddamn clue. All right, because if we can be critical of Carson, then we can be critical. I don't care if he's 22, 18, whatever. All right, you're a professional athlete. You turn the ball over 3 times today, and that's 11. We crucify him twice in the red zone, and 1 time you pulled a Cam Newton. All right, and I like the kid. But I don't like to not reach it for a freaking fumble, and don't tell me about the rest. You control it.
Hold the fucking football.
All right, if we can crush Carson, right, and I've crushed him, I can crush 2 for a bad game. All right, outside the first quarter, it was a bad game. A bad game, and I said it. Hey, what happens when the guy gets beat up, hit a little bit? Does it change him? Right, three games in, and he's been banged up. I'm gonna say banged up, but he's already a little nicked, right? And he's been hit a bunch already. And what happens? Right, you get a little gun shy, don't you? There's one time he could have ran for the first down, rolling out to his left, and he didn't. You remember that play? He didn't. I'm like, why is he not running? Right, he would have did that against the Saints, and we would have been Crown City. So all I'm saying is
he had Reagor for a TD, missed him.
He
missed a lot of throws today.
He's fumbling a lot, and he hasn't lost that that many, but he's fumbled a lot. You know what I mean? So sooner or later, that's going to catch up to you too. You know what I mean? Like you got to take care. You got to take care of the football. You know what I mean? But it goes back to when you guys were talking about earlier. You know what I mean? That's the poll question. That's why, like I said, listen, the head coach is responsible for everything. Whether Elliott makes it or not, that's the beginning of the fourth quarter, 4th and 15. How many plays do you have in your arsenal that are actually going to work there? You know what I mean? It's a 50-yard field goal, right? You paid him the money, whether he makes it or not. You try it there. You have 3 more possessions in the fourth quarter, right? If he does make that, you come down maybe. The one interception, he's not trying to play hero ball because you're not down 13. You know what I mean? Maybe that changes it. I don't know. And then, like you said, I think Greg alluded to, that maybe that makes it a 1-score game. And then you still got it back twice more. I mean, you had like 4 possessions in the fourth quarter. It's just, there's no excuse for it. You know what I mean? That's, among other things, that's the first question that I rip them for. And if I'm in that pressure, like, come on, you have to explain yourself there,
477 yards of offense, and you come out with 17 points, right? I mean, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. So you move the ball. They did a good job moving the football today for the most part. I mean, listen, your defense finally makes a play, right? And you feel like maybe the momentum shifts, and you have 42 false starts, and it sends you back. Like, it's just the whole thing is just a microcosm of this season. From start to finish, right? This game is the microcosm of 16 weeks, right? 17-0 lead against Washington hasn't been the same, and then same thing today. Like 14-3 lead was the same, and
34-3 after that,
and that's terrible. And that goes. And you guys are right. I mean, that, like I said, Doug gets most of my blame today. If I'm naming my first crumb, it's him. But to the poll, like I said, I'll give him I'll give him one more year. But then I'm also like, I'm not like that tied to it either, too, guys, right? Like, if you told me he's gone tomorrow, I'm also like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, that makes sense? Like, I'm like, if you would have said this a year ago, I'm fighting for his name. You know what I mean? I'm like, who are you talking about? You know what I mean? Now I'm like, I mean, I can't.
I felt like 2 weeks ago you were fighting for his name.
Yeah, I tried to. I did the same thing for 11 this year, you know, because you want to believe in these guys. You want to have hope in these guys. So you want to try to hold on tight. Sometimes maybe a little too tight. And here I am. So
hold on for one more day.
No, and Tommy, you alluded to something earlier about, not necessarily being happy with the loss, but being content that now the season's over, right? And up until this week and getting blown out by a rival, we are all under the understanding that Howie is coming back. However, getting embarrassed with your lives on the line still against your rival, you hope that kind of changes maybe Jeffrey's thought process, right? I see you shaking your head, and I completely understand you. But those are, if you win that game,
they're probably having Hanukkah together last week, eating matzo ball soup. There ain't no way he's going.
If you win that game and you're fighting for the division next week, nothing changes. Even though we all see through it, nothing changes.
Right. To the point, though, this team knew at halftime, sort of the way that the way
everybody
Seattle,
knew.
I mean, the way Washington and Carolina were going. You know what I mean? They knew
Haskins was named the starter. Everyone knew. Everybody knew. Joke that dude's getting paid millions of dollars. Joke.
But to the poll, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
No. I just saying. I hope there's changes. You know, I don't know. I know I want Howie going, but I don't. You know, outside of that, I just hope there's other changes of some sort.
Although I'm going to agree with the poll, I do agree with you that if everything is gone and Howie stays, that's not the right move. You know what I mean? Like, it should be everybody gone. Howie's not absolved of this. Now, if Howie gets reassigned and you bring in an actual GM and Howie's just the money guy, I can live with that. But at the same time, I really can't, because he's the money guy. We're in this situation because of him anyway, right? But I agree to the poll.
We put him in a closet once. He found his way back.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, since the playoff, since the Super Bowl year, the Eagles are 14-21-2 and 14-21-1 in the first 12 weeks of the year. That's not good enough. And what you do is you put your team in desperation, and you put your team in those. Now, granted, the last couple of years he's been decent, in December and gotten to the playoffs, but that's 3 years in a row, not 10 wins. And that's now a losing record, or maybe a 500 record, depending on how you do next week. If you win, I don't know why you win next week. But that's a losing record since the Super Bowl.
Honestly, Greg, that's a great point, by the way. Losing record since the Super Bowl, which is crazy. But honestly, I do not want the Cowboys to make the playoffs. So I'm okay with them winning next week, even though it hurts our draft stock.
Twofold, Greg.
The Cowboys.
Twofold. That's numbers you can't run from. But them numbers are also twofold, right? Them numbers are coaching, obviously, which is a big hand in it. Mm-hmm. And it's who puts the roster together.
Don't disagree.
So it's all things we agree on, but both sides haven't got it done since they went on their book tour.
But that also,
that's simple.
Because you're that bad earlier in the year, you make yourselves have to be perfect down the stretch. And obviously that's not our strong suit, right? You know what I mean? Like, we have no margin of error coming down in December and January the last 3 years. And yeah, I mean, it's come the last 2 years you've snuck into the playoffs, but that's really just masked the issue that is now sitting in front of us, right?
Yeah, and I don't know.
Playoffs in this division. So I mean, you're in
the last place of the worst division of football.
Well, no, this year, but I'm saying even when you make the playoffs, you know what I mean? As when you were talking about, last couple of years, and you're not gonna, smirk at that. You know how hard it is to make the playoffs. As some of these teams, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to take that away from them. You know what I mean? But as far as puffing chest or slapping that on your resume, I wouldn't go around, puffing. You know what I mean? The way this division's been the last couple of years, you know what I mean? It's an absolute disgrace.
And that's the biggest need is like, you know what? I hate to say it because I yell like, oh, any nerds talk about, May, right? Like, I'm not talking about May. I'm not talking about draft time, right? Or May, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not talking May. I'm here to always try to talk to be in the playoffs. But when we look at our cap and we look at what we might have to lose and all kinds of things like that, if we want to be competitive soon again, we need a top 5 pick. And we might need another one in the year after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we might need that influx of like 4 players that are perennial Pro Bowlers. Like, we need that. We need like first, second round.
Will we draft that?
I don't trust the guy doing it. I can't.
So that's the whole.
And you're right. That's that scenario of we can get the number 2 pick and we'd probably draft Justin Fields.
Yeah, listen. That's you shouldn't trust that guy, but I think it comes to the point where you don't trust the guys coaching them either. So
I just thought about it.
Definitely for sure.
That's where I'm at too. Obviously, everybody's in that room. I know that somebody's has to make the call to Goodell and make the final decision. But come on. I don't.
Yeah, they seem to put their names to it too, right? Outside of the rumors we heard about Jim Schwartz not liking him, not taking a linebacker. It seems like they sort of put their names to these players too. So we take that for what it's worth, and they no reason to lie to us, right? So you take it like they all have a part in this mess. So not only on the field, but who's putting it all together.
John, I see Micah Parsons that John's saying there. John, if we draft a linebacker in the top 5, I'll die on that day. No fucking chance they take Micah Parsons. You know that. There's no chance.
I would if he's the best.
They won't. Last time we took a linebacker first round, and it definitely wasn't top 5. I think it was in the 70s.
Yeah, I know when. My thing to you guys is like the funny thing is like our roster isn't good moving forward. We don't think because of the cap situation that it's literally best player available outside of the quarterback position. You know what I mean? It's literally like, okay, the best guy's a left tackle. Fuck it, that's what I'm taking. If the best guy's a DN, linebacker, wide receiver, corner, that's what I'm taking. I like some guys, and we'll get into this, but there's some corners that are top 10 guys. Not just wide receivers. And the way we got burnt, scorched today, shit. I need that too. So there's so many needs, and we're gonna have plenty of time to talk about it.
By the way, I want to backtrack on what I said. I definitely want the Eagles to lose next week. I don't want Dallas to make the playoffs. That's what it is. And then we have to lose for Washington to get in.
Washington's got to beat us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys, I just think what? I never really turn during shows, switch how I feel.
Uh-oh.
I'm almost I'm disagreeing because I knew where you guys were going. Well, I just knew where you guys were going. I tried to create a different conversation. It would have been too easy. We're going to be talking 37 minutes about it. If I was like, yeah, I agree too. I just knew where you guys were going to go with it. Rightfully so. Because anybody with a fucking clue watches the last 2 weeks and it pisses them off. Right? Last week was taking the point off the board. Screwed you. This week, you're not kicking. You're fucking playing hero ball. Bro, if it's 4th and 2, go ahead. Giddy up and go. All right?
Less than 4th and 5? 4th and 5 and under? Cool. That's what you've done all year. That's what you've done your whole time. I get it.
Only a moron goes on 4th and 15 unless it's the last drive of the game and you absolutely have to.
And what's
only a moron?
Where's that play in your playbook? That sleeps in that. Where's that play in your playbook? I don't know where it is. Listen.
Dump off.
The 6-yard pass on 4th and 15. Kill yourself. Jump out of the window and slit your throat on the way down. Fucking kill yourself.
Double homicide.
Yes. Just in case you survive the fall. It's unreal. It's unreal. To me, he's been a shitty coach for 2 years, and then it's just exemplified with how awful he's been the last couple weeks. Just terrible. 4th and 15. No one in the league goes for that there. Nobody.
It's almost like he wants to be fired.
No.
Yeah.
It was like,
at this point, I say, congratulations, you got your wish.
Look at me.
2 examples, and you used one. If it's the last play of the game, or if your kicker and your punter are both hurt. Somehow they both, step on a banana peel.
They got hurt blowing each other.
You're
screwed.
That's the only two scenarios right there.
So my point to you guys is that I'm coming.
They
I'm
might
more
even have Cunningham punting at that point. You never know.
Dallas. I was at that game when I was younger.
91-yarder.
Randall's punt. Yep, I was there.
He was a better punter than a quarterback.
There were times. There was times.
I mean, there weren't times. That's just fact. Some of the guys that don't remember him will tell you how great he was. Yeah, greatest defense of all time. Couldn't win a playoff game.
First 4 games of the year, nobody was better. I remember that for sure.
That's true.
Nobody was better in the first 4-piece. First 4-piece, Randall 4-0, 3-1 Eagle.
Start getting a little cold. He starts dreaming about Las Vegas.
90-yard punt average. That's tough to be better than that.
No, man.
Dude's a phenomenal punter. Phenomenal. But the best part about that punt, that thing's like 70 in the air. It's not even like it rolled 40. I think it was 70 in the air.
Clean, Wells. Clean.
Clean.
But my thing is,
he's a better punter. Better punter than quarterback.
I'm more on your guys' side. I'm more 60-40 right now because I want fresh. Like we talked to the Sixers about fresh. Like I'm almost at fresh time, but I just don't feel like that how he's going. So that's why I lean towards all right. I'll agree to the poll, or disagree to the poll because if Howie's not going, I might as well just keep Doug. You know what I mean? I might as well just keep him then. But like I do want that fresh that change with everything, and the only way that's going to change is if Howie goes. The new GM isn't probably going to keep Doug. So then he's going. You know what I mean? Like no GM's coming in and they're like, most of the time coach is going. Or they get that 1 year and then he's going. So either way, a new GM equals a change coming sooner or later, period. So I'm just saying I'm with you guys because of your point, Wells, too. Like it's been a bad 2 weeks. Greg, it's been it hasn't been the numbers speak to being not a good 2 years or 3 years now since the Super Bowl, even though they've gone to the playoffs. But you're right. This team has not started years off well. They're always behind the 8 ball. They're always hoping for somebody else to help them. And it's a little bit too much of that. And you come to a point where you're like, you know what? How about we develop some players? Like I see other teams develop players. Like, can we not develop anything outside of linemen? Like I feel like we get more production from third fucking string right tackles than we do from fucking first round pick wide receivers, right? Like it's just weird to me. It's strange. I watch wide receivers on Red Zone make plays all fucking day. Like we all watch it. There's another. Who is that guy? Like this guy's been make plays.
Devontae Adams been open for 2 years. No one's covered a dude for 2 fucking seasons.
2 years.
He must have hit the snow because he was wide open a couple minutes ago.
Ain't nobody covered. Dude's got 110 catches. Might well cover that guy. Might well cover him.
No, but Tommy, you're absolutely right. That's that other side that is missing from this staff, regardless of the drafting or not. Right? It's the transition and player development of our guys. You know what I mean? You draft Sidney Jones, in the second round. Now he's cut, but he's playing better. Like it's all the guys that play better somewhere else. Why is that? Or guys that come here and play worse.
Nelly,
right? Nelly and Mac Hollins last night. We're going haymaker for haymaker. But when they're here, they weren't as effective. I'm not going to say they were bad, but they weren't as effective.
I think it's a combo too. Like I think we're fucked. Well, I don't think it's an excuse. I just think
we're a savage fan base. Yes,
I think it's not built for everybody, bro. Like you can be built to play on some of these East Coast teams, or you're not. Right? Some guys need to go to some smaller markets. They're like, like Las Vegas. You're not playing in Oakland right now. You know what I mean? Nobody's there. Probably a little easier.
Listen, I'll give you partially on that. You know what I mean? Like partially, he was probably a mental midget, but also they run around the slot. They don't even know how to use their own personnel. That's why this coaching staff, the whole thing needs to get wiped out. The fucking guy runs fucking deep balls in Oakland. Right, and then every time he was here, they're like, "Oh!" And when Jackson gets hurt, the Eagles don't have anybody take the top off. Right, Christ, that's all the guy did at USC. It don't make any fucking sense. You know what I mean? So I understand like what you're saying, like that point of it. Yeah, okay, so maybe being in Philly, mental midget at some point. You know what I mean? But if anybody was misused, it was that guy. You know what I mean?
100%, Sweeps. I mean, he did drop a lot of balls. There's no way to run from it. Dude dropped a lot of balls here.
That's my point, though. Once he started dropping balls, he became a metal fucking midget, and we didn't help with it. And that's not on us. Like, you're a pro. I'm not blaming us. I'm saying there's a percentage of the blame to go, hey, it might be 15%. to some of these players because they can't play here for whatever reason, and they can go somewhere else and a fresh start. But you're right. We never used them right, Sweeps, since 2017. In 2017, we used them right? In 2017, when Frank was here, we used him in spots. He was successful. That's right. How many deep balls did he catch in 2017? Felt like he catch 5,000 of them in 2017. And then he's got a little case of the drops. But guess what? Guys get out of that. So I'll never blame us fully for that kind of shit. But I think it is a hard place to play. And
he got open here too, though, so you can see his talent a little bit. Sorry, Tyler.
No, I don't think we use anybody right anymore. How can I sit here and say we use anybody right? Like, no matter who we have.
Why is Jalen Rager not returning punts?
Yeah, for this, like we were talking about earlier in the group chat.
What are we doing?
Boston Scott, please stop it. So every ball can go back to the 15. All right, put somebody back there who can fucking run. Just run straight fast. Is there anybody?
Where's Gump when you need him?
Dude's like the slowest little dude I've ever seen. It feels like it takes him 10 minutes to get to the 20. Like, oh my God. Every time he returns it, I go like this and goes, and Len's like, look at that little guy. I say, he's the slowest fucking little guy around. Like, it's going to take you 5 minutes to get to the 20. Watch. We can go get.
He looks like Sproles the last season.
Yeah, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's the last 10 years, the culture of the NFL has changed. Everybody's worried about guys getting hurt. I have no idea what their philosophies are, right? But use everybody on your roster, to your advantage. You know what I mean? Like, you got guys that can run, and you got guys that can play special teams. There's guys that play special teams and offense, special teams and defense. And since the history of the NFL has started, you know what I mean? And now it's like everybody's a specialist. No, he can't return punts. He's our wide receiver too. What are you talking about? Like, come on, like you said, they got Greg Ward back there, so he can just catch punts. That's fun. You know what I mean? Just the other guy maybe could change a game. You don't know. It takes one play. You saw it in the Green Bay game. You know what I mean?
And I'm not saying he was like a difference maker, but where did Hightower go?
He can't get on the field now, huh?
It's just funny to me. Like, the guy at least stretches the fucking defense, and we wanted to use all these draft picks on speed. Then guess what I want right now at the end of the year? I want fucking Watkins on the field. I want Hightower on the field, and I want Rager on the field because I want to see what I have. Like, Howard, you know what I mean? I understand you pay these guys money and they come back. You got to play them. That's where I think this organization's wrong. If you can sit down $100 million quarterback, you keep Deshaun Jackson or Alshon on the bench to see what you have. You know what I mean?
Deshaun put himself back on the bench anyway already.
I mean, they were
Deshaun said, that was my play for the season.
I understand what you're saying.
I don't think Hightower dropped off.
What you're saying. They got one target each. So, I mean, I hear you. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know if but they're out there, like you said, they're taking snaps away probably. You know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying.
Half of them, right? Like, at least half. Like, I don't know Mr. Fulgham either. But let me see what I have then. Like, Christ. Like, I know what I have with Deshaun and Alshon. They're going to get banged up. When they're on the field, they can make a play or two. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I want to see if Hightower can play consistently. I want to see if Watkins can play consistently. I want to see if Rager can play consistently. I want to see if Fulgham can play consistently, even if I don't think he can. Because I need to know if I got to use in the top 5, if I got to go wide receiver again. Shit. It's fucking common sense.
And there's guys that are going to be there. That's why I agree with you, Tom, because you look at it and you're like, there's going to be Jamar Chase. There's going to be Jalen Waddle, and then Devonta Smith. They're all probably going to go pretty high. So
I want to see him too, Rod. I want to see J-Jaw too. I don't care if he gets no.
I'd like to see him dead.
No, I'm right with you, Wills. I'm right with you. But put the guy on the fucking
probably
field.
Could be a great guy. I have no idea because all I see is DK Metcalf sprinting down the field. That's all I see.
I see J-Jaw going somewhere else after his 4 years and having like 3 back-to-back 1,000-yard years. Like, I fucking sniff it. I feel it in my bones.
No chance. No chance.
Well,
as soon as his mom held the umbrella over his head, they should have just shot him on the field.
I'm trying to do that for you guys with the Doug thing. I tried to play into it.
I mean, listen, I'll give you maybe somebody else on the team. No way, that dude. No chance, that dude.
I'm done. You guys can all kiss my ass. I try to come on your side, and I try to play into it. I'm totally back up. I'm Homer Simpson and right back into the bushes.
He couldn't go back to Stanford and catch fucking 20 balls.
It looks like both J-Jaw and Hightower were both healthy scratches today.
Fucking healthy scratches. We're on fucking turf. Let Hightower run fucking fast down the field. Tell Alshon, hey, I know you tried hard last week against Arizona and we lost. Come have a seat.
Deshaun, thanks for one snap. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You got sore. You were sore. That really helped us out. Thank you.
Is that what he said?
What, after the flip in the end zone?
That was the report. He got sore, so he lost his explosiveness, so they held him back.
Hold on.
Wait, he got sore doing what? Flipping in the end zone? Because it's the only time he actually hit the ground.
I seriously, I shit you not. Let me see if I can find the tweet.
Greg,
I think Brandon leaked out.
Greg, this is what I'm going to tell you. This is another reason why. This is another fucking reason why I would rather see a 6th-round pick on the field than these guys anymore. And I love Deshaun for the years previous, right? Like in the past, his first stint. Like love D-Jax, okay? Nothing to take away from his career. I'm over it. I'm not the guy, let's bring everybody back guy. Once you're here, I don't want you coming back because this is the shit that happens and it ruins your fucking legacy on when you were here. Because now I don't care about the miracle at the Meadowlands. I don't care about everything else. I care about you play one play and you're out of a fucking game. That's the shit I care about because I'd rather see Hightower get them snaps. I'd rather see Fogan get them snaps. Because at this point you're 4-9-1 at this point. Who fucking cares? It's disgusting because that's money talking, and I think that I know where that comes from too. That's why I wish I could fire the fucking owner. I wish I could fire the owner. I'll fucking walk right in his office and say, "You're fired." All right, you're fired today. You would tell me.
Doug Peters says Deshaun Jackson. Sorry.
If I was Doug and they said, "Hey, these guys got to play because of money," I would quit on the spot. You know what? Let's do a presser right now. Let me get myself out of here. All right, jerk off. I'll call Jeffrey Lawyer jerk off right to his face. I got to pay a guy because I owe him a lot of money. Well, then why can I sit? I don't have to sit my quarterback then. So I want to know where that comes from. I want to know if that's a Doug decision. It's a big part of my firing, right?
Because he was horseshit. You answer your own question this year. I don't know.
So's outside.
Yeah. No, that wasn't.
Yeah, no. I mean, Carson's right now. Carson, there's 31 other better quarterbacks right now.
This year I was warranted. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's just upsetting to me. Like, I'm not Mr. Hey, play the young guys. But, like, we know we're in fucking cap hell next year, and these two guys aren't going to be on the team. So why are we playing them? Why? Like, have a seat, dude.
No.
All right?
Yeah.
You're both
grab some bench. They probably are fine with grabbing bench. Grab some bench.
Because they were still mathematically in it. So everybody had those little red rockets rolling.
My red rocket was rolling for first quarter. I'm not gonna lie.
When D-Jack flipped in the end zone, if I could do a flip, I would have flipped right here because I was excited. I was excited. I knew Washington was losing. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Fucking Dwayne Haskins stinks. Thank God Washington and the Giants can't pick a quarterback, or we'd be really in trouble in our division because both them guys fucking stink." So that's good. We have that going for us.
Greg, go ahead. Read that off.
No, it's just Doug Peters says Deshaun Jackson got sore as the game went on. Lost explosiveness. Eagles had to keep him out.
Vilma told me he woke up running the 4-2. I guess Vilma
makes sense. That makes sense.
Vilma also said Doug's a run first coach.
I'm just so tired
I
of
like
it.
some of the things Vilma said today. I know we were trashing Talib last week.
No,
I like
Vilma
some of the things Vilma said today, but he was some of the stuff. It's like, Jonathan, you know that's not true. You're selling us lies here, John. You're selling us lies here, buddy.
Vilma's not bad. Vilma's not bad.
I think he might have meant. I mean, not speaking for him, he might have meant in the red zone because then later on, I think he said he didn't retract it. He said it again, but like in the red zone, he's like, he likes to run first in the red zone, which I still don't think that's true either. But
I don't know that. I feel like we didn't run the ball the entire second half. So
Run first doesn't go anywhere.
Stuck in 27. This dude, Jonathan Vilma, he hasn't watched a Doug Peterson game since 2017 when they actually did run.
When we had LeGarrette Blount, we ran the ball a lot. Yeah, we don't have him no more. He ain't there.
Funny
hit that Blount. It's too big.
That was a quarterback's best year too, huh?
I fucking love LeGarrette Blount. I wish he'd come back.
That's how funny that was. That was a quarterback's best year too.
Here's something else he said too, real quick, and it kind of goes back to all of our overall points of everyone's got to go, including Howie. Howie Roseman built the NFL's second most expensive roster, and the Eagles have a 4-10-1 record to show for it. He's reportedly not in any jeopardy of losing his job. The Eagles also have the least flexible roster moving forward. Definitely feel difficult to feel great about this team's long-term outlook.
No, you know what this team's long-term outlook? it all falls on? It all falls on Carson Wentz being fucking Superman. That's what it falls on.
Yikes, Scoobs.
Yep, the next 2 years are gonna be Superman.
Jeepers, Scoobs.
But go ahead and play 2 washed up wide receivers. I don't care the guy went off for 80. You're washed up if you're hurting after. Make sense? Like if you're hurting after, you're washed up. That's the definition of washed up. Okay? So stop playing washed up wide receivers. Stop everything. Let's stop everything. Play young guys everywhere. All right? Let's play all the young guys and see what you have. You already benched your quarterback. So I thought that Doug told me earlier in the year, well, when we make that move, it tells the team we're not going to win. Okay. Well, now the spark's over, and then you get exposed as soon as the spark goes away. We talked about this, right? Don't crown Jalen. Give him credit for the first 2 weeks, but when the spark goes away, how does he react to it? And he had a poor game today throwing the football.
Yes, he did.
And it was a bad game plan. But listen, these are the same game plans Carson Wentz dealt with, right? Stationary in the pocket, not enough moving around, right? The Bears have averaged like 30 fucking points a week the last 3 fucking weeks because all they do is move Trubisky around, and he stinks. You understand? He stinks, and Nagy can figure it out. I got a quarterback that can move and throw on the run. I don't like Mitchell, but he throws on the run. All right?
And they also run the ball.
They
also run the ball.
That's
run
correct.
the shit out of the ball. David Montgomery's been getting the most carries in the league the last month. I don't know if that's fact, besides maybe Derrick Henry, but he might.
It's pretty close, though.
That's my fact, Will.
But again, what do you do when you have a quarterback that's struggling? You help him out. You make his life easier, as we've said for 3 years.
Right now, Mitch doesn't look like it's a total miss right this second, right? Because they're running the football. So it makes the guys easier. The play action works. All them things work. With the deep order, the Sean, you know why it worked? Because you faked the fucking RPO. You faked an RPO.
And you rolled out.
And then you rolled out. It's 101. But it's because you ran the football before that. So now everybody has to respect it. And that makes it helps every quarterback in the world. It's just common sense, dude.
And if you look at that early part of that game, a lot of those throws that Jalen was completing, those guys were wide open. You know what I mean? And as the defense adjusted, as the coverage started to adjust, then it's like, all right, he's starting to not be able to make those throws that where there's a tighter coverage and there's a smaller window. But a lot of those early balls, I mean, our guys, for whatever reason, were wide open. Like, everybody should be able to make those throws.
Yeah, it was nothing wild. Rob says, wow, the second most expensive roster with a 4-10-1 record. Why isn't Howie fired yet? Jeffrey, damn you, bro. I would smack you with a twisted T, too. Rob, not on, brother. This is what everybody's mind boggled about. People don't understand it. Like, we talk about all the other things. If we're going to change the look of this team, it starts with the GM, and then it becomes a whole coaching staff change. Top to bottom.
Because he's like Jeffrey's son, Howie. That's why. Jeffrey's like, it's my little son, Howie. Fucking lighting candles together last week. I'd never fire him. Fuck him, dude. Howie should be gone. But he won't be. He won't be, and if he is, he'll just be reassigned within the fucking organization. Just shoot me in the fucking face, why don't you? Same thing the fucking Phillies do. It's amazing. It's amazing. Shoot a hostage one time, Jeffrey. You have to. Sometimes you have to.
No, you're right, Will. Morris says Nagy stopped calling his own plays. And that's a big part of it, right? Was able to check the ego at the door, when they were struggling and give off the reins. Well, guess what? When you don't have an offensive coordinator on your staff, okay, you can't give off the plays. I don't want Press Taylor calling shit, okay? So get a fucking offensive coordinator in here if we got to stay status quo next year because I can't stop.
I don't even trust anyone named Press.
Whatever your name is, Tiber, Riz, Mac, dude, stop yelling. Then dude, stop listening. All right? I mean, Eagles get blown out. Sixers get blown out. You think it's going to be kumbaya in here?
Yeah.
So
you think we're high-fiving? The fuck? That dude's a nerd.
And when you constantly miss it, this is why we're 4-10-1. Mm-hmm. If we just had 2 pro Bowlers out of the last 3 years, just two, them kind of caliber players, we would probably be leading this division. If there's 2 impactful players on both sides.
I can't get over the J-Jaw, dude. I'm just sick to my stomach over it. Just looking at the 2 dudes. I seriously am. I feel like I'm sicker now than I was with COVID. It's incredible. It really is. You don't even have to see any game film on them. You just look at the two guys, and anyone that takes J-Jaw over DK Metcalf should be killed twice. It's unreal. The dude's the fucking Terminator out there. And we took the dude whose mom's holding an umbrella over his fucking head in the sunshine. You can't make this shit up. You fire Howie for that pick alone. I fire him for that alone.
When DK comes, go like this.
Pucker up.
And DK comes in the room. That's what you're, I mean, how you failing that physical? We talked about that before, remember? Like, if that guy walks in the room, who the fuck in the right mind says, hey, Hal, I don't trust him here. I would, that's just trust the apps, right? Like, that's like, listen, I don't even got to fucking touch your balls. Get out of here. You know what I mean? We don't got to make you cough. Get out. We've seen enough.
Dude, straight out of a freaking Mortal Kombat freaking video game, and they're like, man, I don't think he's gonna pass the physical. I don't give a shit. If I'm wrong on that, if I'm the doc and I'm wrong on that, I'm like, hey, that's on me. That's it. That's on me. I mean, get out of here.
Everybody's laughing.
They should be. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. At this point, I might as well laugh. It's unreal.
I think Jefferson almost gets me more because at least, but I know I understand that we're upset with Reagor right now. He hasn't shown a ton, but at least Reagor looks like he can play in the NFL. J-Jaw can't even play in the league. He can't even play in the league. No, you're right. Molly, this is the best A2D live. I'm loving it. We appreciate you, brother. We appreciate all you guys chiming in.
Yeah, hope everyone had a Merry Christmas.
That you're right, Welch. I mean, at least Reagor showed he can do some things.
It looks like he has a decent future. I mean, we obviously were upset because it looks like CD and Justin have they look better, obviously, but they were taken. So Justin wasn't, but CD was taken before him. But at least Reagor has shown something. He's shown me a little bit. J-Jaw, I mean, if he hasn't been cut yet, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Seriously. Yeah, and Judy's going through some of his own issues in Denver too. He dropped he had more catches today than J-Jaw's had his entire career, though. So I mean, but I hear you. No, I'm just saying, young guys go through it in terms of Reagor, they go through it. So I'm not out on him. At least he showed me a pulse. The sad thing is at the end of last year in that Cowboys game, J-Jaw showed you a pulse. I think he had 3 big catches on that opening drive, and you're like, okay, maybe it's something to build off coming into this year. I mean, what a clusterfuck. I mean, if you can't get on the field with this wide receiving core, I mean, you can't play in this league then. Yeah, it's just that fact. Canadian football, here I come. You know what I mean?
I'll take your word. I'll take your word for it. You know what I mean?
They still got NFL Europe, but we call Frankfurt the Galaxy.
Man,
want to baseball out in rugby?
Yeah, everybody remember NFL Europe?
I don't know if he ever had 3 catches in practice. I mean, geez.
No chance. No fucking chance.
No, yeah, 2.
Against our secondary, he might have, but probably not.
Against Michael Jacquet, he definitely did.
I just watched the other day because the highlights came up, but he had 2. It was Eagles, Cowboys last year. He had 2 catches on the opening drive, and then you didn't hear from the rest of the game. 2 catches in traffic, and I mean, he might have had 1 more, but that was
of his career.
At this point, he's on the team just to go out for the fucking coin toss, right? He's on the team for just, hey, JJ, go out and do the coin toss. Nobody else wants to do the coin toss. Go out and do the coin toss.
He runs to go get what does the kickoff guy use? The little fucking
he gets the T. He goes the T.
You're here for the coin
toss? I would make him do that shit. I would make him do that shit. Every time somebody needs Gatorade, you get them Gatorade. When that guy kicks off, you get that fucking T.
I want a 4.57. 4.57 to the T. Let's go. 4.57 to the T.
I'll time you.
Pavlov's dog. You just ring a bell.
Yep.
Just run straight. Somebody ring a bell.
He'll drop the T. I mean, I'm like, we'll bumble the fucking T on the way back.
Yeah,
I want to see this. I want to look this up right now because I feel like I want to see how many catches he had.
Why you look that up? That deep ball to Deshaun. I know I mentioned it to you guys earlier, but
that was a great play call.
Great play.
I will give Doug credit. That was a great play call, but that's a scripted play, which finally looked like we come out hot.
But have we ever seen that for Reagor, who's supposed to be that guy?
Well said.
You know what I mean? And now, I mean, again, he's shown a pulse that he can actually play. So I'm not trying to kill the guy, but either he's not fast enough, or he's not open, or we just never ran it. So
Greg, I thought that the ball that Jalen threw to him in the end zone. Like, I don't know.
He had Reagor. It was a bad ball.
I got to rewatch it again. No, but just hear me out. I got to rewatch it again. But I feel like Jalen didn't get his head turned around on that route quick enough. Like, if you watch it again, like
I was kind of shocked he didn't jump for it, right? I feel like he should have jumped for it.
I feel like he didn't expect it. Like, he came out of his break, like, not expecting the football. That's how it looked. Just like when they replayed it. I'm like, I think it was a bad ball, too. But I think if he gets his head turned around, he can at least make a play on it. Like, I still think
he didn't make a play on it at all.
No. Like, I still think it might have been, like, in the catch radius area where, like, you at least get hands on it. I could be wrong. Totally. Like, I know it was behind him, but I felt like you get your head turned around one time. Come out of the break one time.
I like to see him make a play on the ball one time.
That's what everybody told me.
They told me you can make plays on the ball. They told me you can make plays on the ball. I want to see it. I haven't seen it yet. Okay, I saw a little speed on the punt return. I haven't seen you make plays on the ball yet. And to me, in this league, everything's a contested catch. You're very rarely wide open in this league. You better make contested catches, and if you can't, there's the door.
How do you have 10 catches your rookie year, right? And that's not a lot, obviously. But you have 10 catches, and you come back the year after, and you have 2. Like, you want to talk about holding your own beer? Like, oh, hold on.
Wait, did J-Ball have 2? I would have got that wrong. I would have guessed that he had 0 this year. When did he have 2 catches?
I don't remember, but it says 2.
Week 1?
10 catches. What a straight.
But he had 10 last year. They were all like, I think he averaged like over 12 yards a catch. Not that matters.
Guys have 10 catch games. This guy had a 10 catch season.
Yeah, he just had a 10 catch game probably. Like in this year, probably twice, right? Sweeps, probably 3 times.
It's J-Jaw, Chrome, for that one. But worst by all time by far is the fireman, Danny Watkins. Not even close. By far the worst pick in Eagles history.
I don't know, dude. At least the guy got on the field.
Mamula played a little bit.
Dude, at least the guy got on the field.
J-Jaw wasn't first round pick though either.
True. It just now listen again. Like, we're stuck with him. It's one of them situations where you're like, fuck, dude. The only thing I can hope for is the umbrella gets put away. You know what I mean? Like, I as a fan, you just fucking pray to God, like, dude, can the dude like just be like a late fucking bloom, please? Because Bill Middlebrook told me he was catching 42 touchdowns last year. You know what I mean? That's what I was told I was getting. I was told I was getting the fucking greatest red zone target of all time. That's what I was told I was getting. 1 touchdown, by the way, and 1 fumble recovery touchdown. So he's got 2.
As soon as Bill Middlebrook said that, we should have been like, fuck, this dude's going to stink. Guaranteed. No offense, Bill. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. By the way, the stat they just showed of Aaron Rodgers, whoever's watching the game, is fucking crazy. First interception he's thrown in December or January since 2015.
Going to make it.
What?
He'll be all right.
That dude's okay. He's not bad.
Don't care.
They drafted a quarterback in the first round. How dumb are organizations? Seriously. How fucking stupid are organizations?
Michael Wilbon tweeted something out today, and he just talked about the coaches. He goes, is this the worst batch of coaching throughout the NFL that we might have ever seen? Because there's a lot of morons out there right now.
Oh, the league is filled with them, Greg.
Yeah, Greg.
Gimmicks. A lot of gimmicks out there right now.
I'm not going to make excuses for guys. I will this year, though. Like, this year's just a weird year practice-wise. Things get shifted, losing players, like, last seconds. Like, first off, the fucking I might want to save this. But, like, the Browns game should have got fucking flexed today. That's fucking horse shit. Should have got moved to Tuesday. If that's fucking Lamar and the Ravens, they'll put it on fucking Wednesday. The team straight face. No fucking wide receivers. You're letting them play.
They did it to Denver with no quarterback. So,
I know, but I ripped them. I ripped them too.
I agree.
It's a joke. You can't switch some games and just the ones you want to switch. That's
well, you know why? Because they want Baltimore to be good because that's their media. They're all over Lamar. They have Lamar posted everywhere. They need them to be good.
Fuck Denver because they stink anyway. But you got a team like, fuck Cleveland too. I don't care about Cleveland. I'm just making a point, though. You got a team that works their ass off all year.
They're a 10-win team.
Yeah,
all year. Going to miss the playoffs.
Yeah, you work your ass all year to come into a game with no wide receivers, and they can't flex you to a Monday at least to see if you can get a negative in. Are you fucking okay? The NFL. If I was their owner, I'd be choking Goodell out. I would find him and choke him because I'd be so mad. Because, like,
just snapping necks all the way up to him. Where is he?
You also win the game because you're playing the Jets. But come on, it's the NFL.
It's still your defense. All your defense played, and
I think they're missing 2 linebackers. They said, right?
And
Yeah, that was the start of it.
The Golden J.O. fumbled twice. You know what I mean? And they still
you can't listen. I totally agree with you, Tom. But on Baker's behalf here, you can't fumble on 4th and inches. Same thing we were saying to Hurts. Hold the fucking football.
Yeah, for me to say, I don't know what Matt Boeing's talking about. Like, I didn't say Baker's name one fucking time. I was talking about Cleveland. I didn't bring up Baker's name one time. I was just saying, like, no team should have to play without a quarterback, without wide receivers, like without 2 of your starting linebackers. That's a fucking joke. Be fair to the whole league then when it comes to it. You can't just move one team and not the other. That's all my rant is. And plus, I had Cleveland today, so I'm not fucking happy.
I'm right with you, and I had a money line too. Thanks. Fucked again. Thanks, buddy.
By the Jets again.
Back-to-back weeks, Greg. Back-to-back weeks. You know what it is? It's my penance, because early in the season, I couldn't stop picking the motherfuckers. Willie Vegas was all over the Jets early in the year. Dudes stunk. Now I'm against them. Here they are. Now they play football. Oh, we don't want the number 1 pick. We'll start playing football now.
That's asinine to me. That's asinine to me. You just literally gave up.
It's unreal.
Greg,
just gave up Trevor. Just gave up Trevor.
It's set up.
Well, once he stepped in the Rams disaster, they had no choice because they were losing the tiebreaker anyway.
There's no chance that Jacksonville was going to win the game. Hey, they won't even let themselves when they said, "How can we lose?" Put Mike back in. Mike Glennon starting. Get him back out there.
Once the guy says, "I don't even brings up the possibility of not wanting to go somewhere," the NFL steps in and says, "Hold on. Hey, Jets, gonna need you." What do you think the NFL said?
Bill, are you trying to? I'm sorry, Tom. Bill, are you trying to defend Jay Jaw right now? Because please don't. I love you. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Do not come on here and try to fucking defend Jay Jaw. He can't get on the field, and our receivers stink. So stop it. Stop it right now. I will not have any of that. Stop it.
Dropped the game-winning touchdown against Indianapolis last year, if you guys remember.
Yes, he did.
Mr. Red Zone himself. What I'm going to say, though, Greg, to Greg's point. Shit. Now I'm drawing about. Shit.
Trevor.
Yeah, it's like the NFL steps in because the guy makes a little I might not want to go to New York. Okay, we're gonna say, hold on. We're gonna make a team play without wide receivers. The Jets. Just everything fucking adds up. I smell it. Such a fraud ass. Everything that's set up. They smelled the Cowboys. Our Week 17 fucking ratings blowjob too. I knew it was going to be one of them teams. I thought it was going to be the Eagles because they wanted to talk about Hurts.
They'll probably lose to the Giants next week anyway. Scumbag Cowboys.
It's funny. You compare them to Alshon, Bill. Brendan says we need Surtain. Yeah, I mean
is that Patrick's kid?
Yeah, I'll take any pedigree.
I'm always a pedigree guy.
Bama boy.
Yeah, Dolphin as well.
Yep, Tor. Lots of violence tonight here.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get blown out, and when the Cowboys blow us out, I got a little violence, and then it gets backed up by the Cavaliers blowing us out. It's off the charts. It's off the charts.
Yeah, I mean we had the case
of the Richter scale. It doesn't even measure it.
TTP. We had the case of the drops last year. In big moments like Nelly's big drop against Atlanta. You're right. Mm-hmm. You had J. drop against Indianapolis. So I mean, listen. This team bit themselves in the ass all the time last year too, and put themselves in tough spots. I mean, it's been an ongoing disaster. You know what I mean? And the only way to get better is by starting over. Israel, my man, he said today on Twitter he didn't want to talk about Hurts or Wentz or any of that shit. He wanted to talk about firing everybody, and that's what I like to hear.
We're all aboard, brother.
See ya.
Listen, I'm Team Doug, and if you fired him right now, if it came across the bottom line, you wouldn't get an argument from me. You know what I mean? I want to put up a fight.
Drop the hammer.
You know what I mean?
Purge it. Clean it out. Purge it.
Fire everybody. Fire everybody. Can we get like a sexual? Like a weird, can we make up a picture about Jeffrey Lurie, make him have to sell the team? I want everybody gone. Everybody gone.
I was like, oh, okay.
I was trying to think of like something. We gotta get some sort of picture of like Jeff touching a kid or something. Send it out to everybody. Get him out
Sunday night
Get
next
him
week.
out.
Well, Howie
Sunday night
has it.
next week.
Just call Howie. Howie has it. That's the only reason.
Howie's got it.
The only
There's a
explanation.
picture of him touching Howie. That's what he's got.
Howie's got it.
Who plays Sunday night, Greg?
Eagles. It looks like they just flexed the Eagles Washington this Sunday night.
What?
They just threw it up on the game.
Because Washington has to win to get in.
Yep. Precise.
Wow.
Precise. Against Detroit. Jesus, not the Colts.
Thank-
Okay. So I misspoke about the team last year. They dropped the ball against. Either way, I don't know if that's something to get that upset. Like,
Still drop the touchdown to win it.
you get upset with me. I didn't drop it.
Greg, that's amazing. And also,
Dallas Giants are at 1.
You can guarantee that Dallas loses to the Giants at 1 and the game doesn't matter.
Well, that's why if the NFL, like I really thought was going to have the Eagles win. Yeah, I mean, I really just felt that the Eagles were going to win today because they wanted the ratings. And
They tried to, and then we put this dude Jacquet in at cornerback, and it was like, well, they're not going to win now. Doug said 14-3 lead against the worst rush defense in the league. I'll stop running the football.
Chris says, hey, guys, I'm going to be in and out. Sorry for not sticking around to watch the show tonight. Can't do it. Hurts to say the least. Today's a bad day in Philly sports history. Felt it in my core. And listen, this is what happens when you lose to the Cowboys. All right? And your season's over, right? Like you could have told me we were playing on Monday night and, fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, not just lose. You got to shellacked.
We got to get killed on fucking Sunday Night Football next week. This is going to be awesome. You got to be fucking kidding me.
I just don't know.
We got to wait all day. We got to wait all day.
Yeah, like I said, I mean,
we might as well shit in somebody's soup. Let's beat Washington. Fuck them.
Not only
we need that top 5 pick, bro. Now that we're here,
Greg, we'll fuck it up.
I understand, but let's get all the way up there.
Yeah, I agree with Greg. Like
we got Sweepsy's boys at 3 right now.
They're going to play to win, dude.
Sweepsy's Fish are at 3 right now, thanks to Houston.
Precise says, no, I'm just matching your intensity. I'm yelling at my phone, too, because I hate Doug and Howie.
Yes.
Yes. People are.
Yes.
Heath Meyer says, we will be back next year. Heath, we'll be back next year if depending on what Carson.
The other teams in the NFC East all get
not having it.
Was everybody else showing up?
I was gonna say. I mean, I like the optimism, but really,
and you are king optimism too.
And we're in debt hell, or we're in cap hell, and we have 2 quarterbacks that stink possibly, and our coaching staff stinks. So it's not looking good. It don't look good.
I'll play devil's advocate with that and say in the NFL, you can make it turn
though. Quick. It's a parity league, and teams go from worst to first every year. I will say that.
A top 5 pick that's impactful can, and Carson Wentz being Carson Wentz maybe again can change, from you being a 5-win team to a 10-win team. You know what I mean? So it can change in a hurry with talent. We don't know who's going to be here, so it's hard to even judge it. We don't even know if there's coaches are going to be here. We're open. There's no GM's our GM's not going to be here. And then, like I said, it's just everything's bad. It's just a bad year, and it's a bad season, and there's no fight. All the resiliency stuff that I mentioned early on this year, and I waited for, never came to fruition. Nope. From my quarterback to my coaching staff to anybody.
Like you said, no sense of pride. I mean, today you gave up 220-yard receivers and a 100-yard rusher. And almost a 400.
I was going to say almost a third 100-yard receiver, I think, because I think CD had like 80.
And I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that Fletch went out. You're paying Malik Jackson and Javon Hargrave a fucking brink truck, okay? So I'm fucking tired of hearing about it. I know Fletcher's so impactful. He didn't change. My dad called me. He's like, as soon as Cox went out, the whole fucking game changed. And I said, Dad, I hear you. It had nothing to do with him going out. If there wasn't big time money still playing them positions, I would say, okay, huge loss. No, they're fucking.
It's a big loss, but you're right. First off, Hargrave completely underperformed this year. 100%. 100%. There's no other way to say it. He's completely underperformed, and he better be better next year because we're paying him too much money.
This guy's fucking spinning it in the snow. You know what I mean? Fucking spinning in the snow. Fucking dropping dimes. We can't drop a dime in the fucking dome.
Aaron Rodgers is ridiculous, dude. And Devontae Adams has 11 catches right now, by the way, which is more than Jay Jaw had all your last year.
Wells, how long has Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers been together?
Probably 5 years, I bet.
7 now.
7?
Yeah,
Wow.
This is actually the importance of getting your guy, his guy. You know what I mean?
And he's not even a first-round pick. But, I mean, obviously the guy can play.
I mean, hell's playing with Rodgers, too, when you drop him in the fucking basket.
Not bad. Not bad guy to play with. He's decent. I told you, it's crazy to me because I
21 of 25, 320.
And he's probably pissed.
Three tutties?
Threw his first pick in December since 2015. He's probably pissed.
In the snow, he's missed 4 passes.
Yeah. He's
That's
ridiculous.
absurd.
I'll be honest with you. I say it all the time. Like, I think Mahomes is amazing. I think Russell Wilson's pretty amazing. But if I had to win one game, I'd probably still take Aaron Rodgers. Dude just never looked rattled. He just looks great at all times. And I know if we're down less than 7 and we get the ball at the end of the game, we're going to win the game.
Wells. I love Mahomes, right? I mean, he's special, but fuck Mahomes, okay? I'm taking Rodgers on a fucking doubleheader, a tripleheader, quadruple header. I'll take him that fucking Monday, the day after. I'll fucking take him every fucking day of the week over any quarterback in this league. Any day of the week. Any day of the week. Because I think overall he's I know what Brady's done, but overall he's a skilled quarterback in this generation of Brady and him. Like, he's the more skilled guy.
Way more mobile than Tom, for sure.
Mobile. Tom, a great fucking leader. Not taking anything away from Tom. He's a fucking go-to. But them two guys, like, over the last fucking 15 years, I mean,
oh my God.
A.J. Dillon running like a man, too.
A.J. Dillon just ran over a defensive tackle.
And I like
Hill. This ain't Chestnut Hill, man. He said, or
no, you're right. Chestnut Hill, yeah, Boston College.
I saw that face.
You were right.
Yeah, he was thinking, like, wait, am I right? You know what's funny though is, like, I like that what the Packers did. The fact that they knew their roster was really good to begin with, and they could afford to draft a quarterback in the first round because they knew they were still going to be a damn good team. Like, literally, that's what they did. They said, I don't care if this guy sits for 3 fucking years. Let him sit behind Rodgers and learn. And I don't mind it. And I know, like, on draft night, people are like, what the fuck are they doing? But if you look at it and you look at their roster, they're built to win right now anyway. They can afford to
You might have also lit a little fire under Aaron's ass, which apparently it's helped because he's got 44 touchdowns and 4 interceptions on the season. Or 5 now. He threw a 5th today.
If he's not MVP, I don't know who the fuck is.
He has to be. Mahomes struggled today. That's like almost 2 games in a row where he's kind of struggled a little bit after he was lighting it on fire the entire month of November. 2 December weeks in a row now he's kind of struggled, and Aaron's just on absolute fire. He's got to win it. They're going to clinch the number 1 seed tonight in the NFC, right? He's got to win it.
Where have you heard that story before? Drafted a quarterback. One guy went one way. One guy went the
other way. Yep. Literally the opposite ends of the spectrum here.
I understand the greatness. And
best in the league, worst in the league.
I understand the greatness.
I don't give a fuck about the greatness. I drafted the guy number 2 overall to be that great too, right? You know what I mean? Like,
no.
So it's like you're in your 5th year. You know what I mean? Like, we'll go back to Carson for a sec. Like, you're in your 5th year, babe. We drafted you number 2 overall. Even if you're a first-round pick, I drafted you in a spot because you're supposed to be able to change my organization. Rodgers just won games with this kind of shit in Green Bay year in, year out. He dealt with this kind of shit. He dealt with bad skill position players. He dealt with all bad defenses until they went and drafted King and the other kid. Their fucking corners were atrocious, like ours, and they still won fucking 10 games. So, like, I'm fucking sick of it. Like, greatness makes everybody not great. I like that Sweep said that because it got me fired up too because I'm thinking about it. Like, greatness makes everything better. Like, you just transcend the locker room. You make your receivers better, right? You work harder with guys. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Green Bay has literally never drafted a receiver or tight end in the first round while Rodgers has been on their quarterback, which is insane to say. Literally never done it. And he still wins 10 games every year.
Why can we never have nice things? Like, why do we draft the guy 2? He looked like a guy who was like typical to Rodgers, right? Moves around, got a cannon, makes plays on the run, and And then this year happens, and it's like, man, now we don't even know if he can play.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm not. I still think he can play, but I'm not convinced he can.
Oh, Wills, I know this question.
It's not with this group of coaches. You know what I mean? Like, that's almost out the door, right?
I almost want to see him play next week. I almost, part of me wants to see him play next week. I know it's crazy talk. I know it's crazy. I know it's nuts. Part of me wants to see him play next week for deeper reasons.
I wouldn't mind it, except for the fact that Washington will probably kill him.
Good.
Chase Young's coming.
Good. Kill him. You know what I mean? Good. I wanted to see it before the season ends. I wanted to almost see his response. I know everybody wants to see Hurts' response. I know what Jalen Hurts is.
Hurts might get killed too.
I know what Jalen Hurts is. We all know what he is. He can make some plays, blah, 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 blah. But he can be a 50% passer. Not good enough in this league. I am sorry that you will not win in this league with a quarterback 50%. Carson was 50%. Well, that's why we want to win. We weren't winning. You just won't win unless your quarterback can be around at least 58. He can't be 54, 52%.
You got to run, and you got to run the ball to help the kid. Look what Seattle did for years when Russell Wilson was young. Now, I understand now they throw the ball a ton and Russell Wilson takes over games. But for years, they just fed the ball to Lynch and let him make some plays when they knew, hey, we run a ton and we do some play action, we get him on the outside. Why are we not doing that? This is very simple shit. If we're going to play Jalen Hurts, you have to run the ball more. It's just hand in hand here, Doug. You're not going to win by throwing 40 times with Jalen Hurts. Anyone in the world can tell you that. So that's another reason why Doug has to be fired.
Could just call Lincoln Riley. Just call Lincoln up. Hey, Lincoln, you know what I mean? How'd you guys do at Oklahoma if you threw it 50 times? You know what I mean? You got to run the football. And you got to have a commitment to it. You guys know me. I'm not Mr. 1980 football where you got to run every play. But you need to have a 55, 45 bounds run pass or pass run. And it's got to be a minimum that. You can't be 60-40. You can't be, you know what I mean? You can't be 65-35. You got to have a fucking clue, dude. Got to have a clue.
It's like we said earlier, right? What's the Pittsburgh Steelers struggle right now? They can't run the football. They can't even run the football when they need to. You know what I mean?
They can't run the ball.
Cleveland today, there was a point where they had 4 yards rushing with the tandem of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. That's almost absurd to have 4 yards rushing in the second half of a football game.
Well, they had no receivers playing, and the Jets were playing 9 in the box.
But still, those guys are talented too.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's tough to run when they got everybody in the box.
Yeah,
Tom's right. They should have canceled that game today. Cleveland got kind of screwed, but also you're thinking of it. You're like Cleveland. You still got to go out and beat the Jets. Cleveland defense, you got to go shut down that.
What do you guys do? This is the last thing. We'll do our crumbs of the game in a second, and then we'll talk some Sixers a little bit. But what do you guys do? Do you eat it? The money with Wentz? Do you eat it and move on?
Tannenbaum had a weird little thing today. Did you see that about him paying $20 million?
Is he going to fucking straight face give you back $20 million just to get out of here?
Well, that's the thing is, if he wants to be out of here that bad, he might. If he wants to be out of here that bad, he might. And guess what? If he wants to be out of here that bad, then I'm upset because then you know that there is friction, all kinds of friction, and he'll probably go somewhere and play really well, which would be our luck.
Greg, what were you saying?
No, I was saying I've never seen or heard of some of that scenario.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it, Greg? I didn't even know that.
I didn't think it would work.
Yeah,
and does that come off the dead cap? How do you how does that work?
It would only be a $13 million cap hit then if he did that. I don't know how it works. There's some. Tannenbaum laid it out today.
No, because
I'm sure he's right.
Foles did it in Jacksonville to go to Chicago. He bought himself out a little bit for them to be able to make the trade. So Foles just did it for that contract. So yes, guys can do it, but to your point, Will, it would really be telling you that this guy wants to fuck out of here and wants to quit.
Absolutely.
That's something I wouldn't be excited about. But then again,
I don't want any guy giving up $20 million to leave our team. To me, that means that there's problems on the team. Guys don't want to leave good teams. That's just fact.
Yep. I play him next week. I'm a sick pup. I'm a sick puppy. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, if Doug's going to stick by this whole Jalen Hurts is fucking hurt. He was a little tight. He's a little tight. Well, then maybe Carson needs to play.
Drag you jerk off if you want to lose. I didn't hear that one at first. Yeah, if you guys
we lose.
want a fucking 5 turnover piece, hold my turnover. You know what I mean? Hold my turnover, Jalen. Eagles
Yeah,
leading.
you can make up anything. You know,
West Sunday night. Listen, I don't care. It's the first time all year I'm going to say I do not care about this game one bit. Not even a little bit. I want to lose. I would play Sudfeld.
Now that it's Sunday night, we're going to have to watch it while we're fucking on air. So that's going to be great.
Oh, live reaction to slop? That'd be fun.
We thought this what we were doing to the Sixers.
I would play.
care. I literally could care less about an NBA regular season game. No offense.
Now,
I'm upset they got lost by 30, but I don't give a fuck at all.
Nah, not game 3 of the year.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm not going to overreact to it. I think it's a shit fucking performance. We'll get into it. But I'm not going to, overreact because I find myself doing that too early in seasons anyway in the NBA, one way or the other. So I try to just, did the Nets lose tonight to Charlotte? They were losing.
I don't know. The Clippers were down 50 at halftime today. So,
but no, I'm saying, the Nets were
I'm just saying.
the Nets were losing to Charlotte tonight. And they were the greatest thing in the Eastern Conference at the fucking Bulls.
Greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah,
Have you seen Kyrie and KD together? Just give them the title. Just give them the title.
Fucking Jordan and Pippen back. Hey, there's Jordan and Pippen.
He won. Yeah, Charlotte won by 2. Yep.
Let's go.
And Dinwiddie got hurt. Listen, I think the reason that Brooklyn's so good, and I do think that Brooklyn's very good, is because they got that Dinwiddie and LeVert that you can pop in there. You just want to take Kyrie and them out, just throw Dinwiddie and LeVert in, and they're both awesome. So
and they
Dinwiddie got hurt today.
They played a lot last year to the point where they're not clueless out there. You know what I mean?
They're not clueless at all, dude. Karis LeVert's an all-star.
No, absolutely.
And Dinwiddie might be better than him.
TLC playing well for them too.
I've seen a lot of
keep
that.
that to yourself, Switch.
I saw a lot of that today. Feels like guys are just care about their own numbers right now and their own stats and their own stuff, and that's when you get a 4-10-1 football team. So to your Deshaun point, they're fucking quoting, they're posting their TDs on Instagram and Bible quoting and tagging Jim.
Listen, I love the 80-yard touchdown. I could do without the hot dogging. But I'm not going to kill you because it's an 80-yard TD. But then you have to play the rest of the game. You can't just stay on the sideline and say you got sore when the only time you hit the ground was when you flipped into the end zone. Then I have a problem.
Crumb, there you go. There you go. Greg Ward would probably throw for 300, and then people would say, he's in that. Look at him. We got our quarterback.
We had him the whole time.
Did you see him at Houston? He was amazing. What a Cougar.
Now you got another controversy.
Hey, factory was real. Still growing. Nobody can play, but we got 14 of them. All right.
I'm going to re-harp on the fact that, thank God, the Giants and Redskins can't draft a quarterback, or we might be in real trouble here. If Haskins and Danny Dimes could play, we might be looking at last place in the division for a while.
Well, let me think about Dallas too, though. I mean,
Dak can play though.
Yeah, but you don't know the future there.
I agree.
You don't know. When you franchise city, guys get pissed.
I agree. Oh, I agree with you there. I'm just saying, thank God Danny and Haskins can't play because they can't play at all.
Dalton showed us why he's a pro today.
Dalton went to the playoffs 5 years in a row. Never won a playoff game, but he went to the playoffs 5 years in a row. Guy can win some games for you.
Well, just got the ball out of his hand quick today, all day. Really.
Yeah. And he had wide receivers running wide the fuck open too.
Yeah, I probably make a couple of them throws.
He threw up Michael Jacquet all day.
I probably make throws all.
Should.
After Jacquet gave up the touchdown, the DeAndre Hopkins.
It's like, where's Jacquet? Where's Roby Coleman? I'm going one of the two.
We're good.
Another fucking disappointment. A guy who played well in LA.
Roby Coleman, I wouldn't even let get back on the plane. Stay in Dallas, buddy. That dude stinks. Straight up stinks. Trying to come in with a name like Slot God and hasn't covered a dude all season.
Well,
all year.
His fucking running mate ain't much better, right? His fucking running mate
plays way better than him. But I hear you. He hasn't had a great year.
Okay. One guy's getting paid 2.
Caught an interception today, finally. Ho!
I'm just saying, one guy's getting paid 2.5. The other guy's getting paid over 10. So, hey, I understand. I expect Nickel Roby Coleman to get fucking burnt. I can't expect fucking Slade at his lunch eating against every good corner he's going up against, besides maybe today. And I still think he got his lunch eaten today. I got to go back and see it, but he got beat enough today. Not a ton, But
he usually
not going
shuts
to.
Amari Cooper down, so it's kind of upset to see him get beat a few times today by him.
Well, they switched Slay over to Gallup later on.
Yeah, once he started getting killed by Gallup,
Yeah.
and then Cooper started killing us. Yeah, they were just wherever Jacquet was, they were like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo type deal.
I disagree. I think part of it's the defense. Like, I don't think it was a wasted signing of Nickel Roby-Coleman for one fucking year for $2 million. I mean, come on, guys. Like, that's like
I mean, it's not a lot of money, but the dude hasn't covered anybody all year. So,
but no, but listen, I don't retract. Like, at the beginning of the year, we all liked that move. So I'm not going to sit here now. It just goes to the coaching staff again. Like, why everybody that has success, other places come here, they don't have success, right? Or you leave
everywhere. No, you're right, Tom. Everywhere.
Like, come on.
Every guy that left had a good year this year. Sidney Jones, by all accounts, Sidney Jones, Rasul Douglas, and what's the other one's name on Washington? Darby all have had good years by all accounts. At least I haven't been watching them, obviously.
Darby had good years
but
here,
everyone's saying they're having good years.
Darby had good years here too.
Yeah, but Jones and just Rasul didn't.
No, well, I mean, Sidney obviously didn't play until the very end. So I mean, he
played well.
Yeah, but
no, Will. So I mean, Nickel Roby-Coleman, a top 10 slot corner coming in here. Yes,
we thought he could. We thought he could be.
He was. So he comes here, he stinks. Who's that go to, Greg? Right? You know what I mean? Who's that go to? Everybody who comes here fucking stinks.
And it's tough to bash a 1-year deal, to your point, Tommy. Right?
True.
It's one thing if it's Javon Hargrave and we signed him for 3 years at big money, then you could sit there and say that was a waste, right? But Nickel Roby-Coleman,
huge disappointment.
He's gone. Like, hasn't been good, but it was a no risk signing.
Yeah, I mean Hargrave though, Greg, is what I was trying to. Huge disappointment, Hargrave. Huge.
Jay Trapp says the same thing, and he is. The one thing I say, watch Nickel Roby-Coleman. He'll go somewhere else next year. He'll have 3 or 4 picks, right? And he'll play better. Like, you know what I mean? And we'll probably play.
The only time we ever had a corner that we brought in that had a good year was the Super Bowl year, Patrick Robinson.
So
we let him leave right away.
And everything happened that year.
Obviously, when that happens, it goes full circle to the poll question and where we were an hour and 36 minutes ago. You wipe out everybody. Every fucking coach that has a key card. Bye-bye.
Change all the locks, Sweeps. Your card doesn't work anymore. That's amazing. See ya.
No, come on. It's embarrassing.
The proof's in the pudding, right?
Yeah.
You constantly live in the Super Bowl or you're a Cowboys fan, So at some point, right, you got to open your eyes up and you got to see nothing's working here in this entire organization. Yep. Sometimes you got to come in with the fucking, the sledgehammers, and you got to demolish. You got to take it down. Take it back down to the bones and restart her. Restart the house. All right, we got a little house. We got the little twins on HGTV, little twin brothers. Here we are, property. We're the property brothers. Here fucking they are. Here we are. We're here to fucking redo the whole thing. And if you let us do it as fans, you'll come out smelling like roses. All right? I don't want anybody from the Andy Reid fucking tree right now.
I'm gonna say it like this. Like, I think Howie Roseman is such a bum that you could pay me 1/10 of his money and I'll do a better job.
Wow. Did you just say that?
Yep.
What?
Are you done with the Andy tree, Tom?
For my next coach, yeah.
Oh.
Just my next coach. Like, I'm not going. I know the hot name's Eric Bieniemy. I'm not fucking taking anybody off the staff where Patrick Mahomes is. Okay? Like, have a fucking feel, people.
No,
please.
I agree with you, but previously you were on, obviously, back to the Andy tree, and
because I think he has a good tree.
I don't disagree. I'm not saying
I'd call Lincoln Riley. Because I like him.
But they won't go to college again, Wills.
Why? I'll call Dabo. Fuck it.
What about Urban?
No.
No.
Recruit, you stink. You know what I mean? Great recruiter. I don't know. I mean, he's a great XO guy. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know if he'll be successful at this level. But
when you get 36 5-star guys, you can win games in college.
Yeah, but he was effective at Utah.
Same with the other 2 guys.
I agree. I like Dabo, though. I'm a Dabo guy. BYOG, Sweeps. He's had me since Bring Your Own Guts. The guy's had me. He sucked me in with Bring Your Own Guts.
Sweeps, I know what he's going to do to me, Sweeps. We're going to win. He's going to leave. You know what I mean? I know. He's going to, not Dabo. I was thinking Urban. Urban will come here. He'll be going in 2 years. Dabo, I'll get the fucking, what do you want? 20-year deal? Like, what? Like,
you want to own the franchise? You want to fuck Jeffrey's wife? What do you want?
Lincoln
We can,
Riley.
we can get you a mail or a bride too. Jeffrey's got them all on speed dial. We'll call them right up. You'll have 3 of them. One cooks, one cleans, one puts you to bed. What do you need, Dab? What do you need?
If we got Lincoln Riley, though, that makes the dynamic of Jalen Hurts funny. So that'd be interesting.
I
But we're
like
not-
Lincoln Riley. I do.
Nobody's fired yet. So give me quick crumbs of the game. I'm gonna take a piss, and then we'll just start talking Sixers. My crumbs were Doug, Jim Schwartz.
Padres just made a trade for somebody.
For
Blake
not making,
Snell.
Oh, Tommy's boy.
That's where you're going. You're not going to take a piss. You're going to call him.
Oh, you're gonna go hit. You're gonna go hit Blake out, weren't you?
Alert. You just got an alert and a phone call. Hey, buddy.
the turbulence.
Give me
Slid in the DMs.
the T signature.
Pucker up.
That's superb.
I'm driving to San Diego.
Did it before. And you have done it before.
Wow, what a squad, though. Wow, well, what a squad. Good for San Diego. Great place to live, too.
Yeah, I was gonna say not a bad place to get traded to. Oh, San Diego. I think I can survive.
You guys have the wrong life.
Oh, yeah.
Camping to San Diego. Rough life.
A whale's vagina. Hey, listen, they're going. They're going for it. They tried it last year too. You know what I mean? Clevenger got hurt, but they're trying.
Yeah, so my crumbs were Doug, Jim Schwartz for not making the simple adjustment earlier on in that football game, and
Jalen Hurts.
Jacquet and Hurts, because that little fumble I don't like. You gotta
reach for the ball, dude.
That's
I'm sorry.
That was soft as baby shit. I got no time for it. I don't care.
And I know his knee was down. I think we all agree that his knee was down, but hold the fucking football. Don't let it come to that.
Listen, if that's Carson who does that, I'm fucking smoking his ass too. So we're equal opportunity smokers here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So
pass it over. I'll hit it too.
We're energy and effort guys in Philly. We're energy and effort guys. That's all we asked for. Right? That looked like a fucking no energy at all. You assumed you're down. Okay? Fuck you.
Get the ball. Get the ball. If you ever lose the ball, get the fucking ball.
Marquise comes in there like he wants to be like the fucking anybody in the 90s who pounded the rock. I mean, Marquise will run it 75% of the time if he could.
Today, when it's 14-3 today, you should. You should.
Agreed. I'm just joking. Every show, Marquise would run the ball 55 fucking times if you allow him. All right, Marquise.
I like that, though. You establish the run, then you can play action all day.
Boringest fucking game in the world.
I don't care. Boring wins.
Put it in the belly.
Boring
Better
wins.
to get blown out.
Ask Sweeps. He's been watching the fucking Dolphins. Boring wins, man. No offense. Dolphins game's brutal. That game last night was brutal. Dolphins are brutal. I mean, once Fitz came in, it was better. But
until the switch, absolutely.
I said once Fitz came in, it was better. But the Dolphins are brutal.
Look at Mr. Glass House throwing rocks. We're 4-10-1. I wouldn't talk about anybody being brutal.
I just mean like that's what they do. They play defense and they run football.
Yeah, their offense is atrocious.
That's all they do.
Agreed.
You don't even know they're running backs. They just run the ball.
Yeah, my crumb.
How about the fact that I'm sorry, Greg, real quick. How about the fact that 2 teams in the AFC are probably going to miss the playoffs with 11 wins?
10 or 11
crazy
wins.
Shit.
Indy and
Crazy
Cleveland.
shit.
Yeah.
There's 4 teams with 10 wins, and 3 are probably going to win next week. Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
My crumb of the game, obviously, is Deshaun Jackson. Les Bell and Deshaun Jackson led the Eagles in receiving yards. He caught 1 pass and was targeted 1 time. So, hey, if you're going to be sore after 1 play, don't play, please. Don't play. I'm sure you got a bonus for being in the game. I'm sure those stats helped. And listen, you're cemented in Eagles history, right? You're great deep threat, but why? Why for Deshaun?
Agreed.
When you also know that you're hurt every year. Why are you backflipping? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. That's the number one part for me. I love the catch. Thank you. But you got to play the rest of the game. You can't say you're sore because the only time you hit the turf, it was when you flipped yourself onto the turf. So that's what I got an issue with there. I don't care if you play 1 more play, then say you're sore. You don't just not play another play after that. What are you doing?
Yeah, and I'm gonna go on Boston Scott as well. especially mostly obviously in the return game, because what running game do we ever have? So I can't really kill him as a running back, even though I think he stinks there too. But what are we doing on the returns? Right? Come on. And I know the guy was out of bounds, but you still fumbled the ball. You still fumbled the ball down there in a time where we needed security.
Agreed, Greg. And how about I'm going to hit right with the coaching with you on top of that, because why is Rager not back there? Why? Why is he not returning kicks? If he's good at returning, why the fuck is he not returning kicks and punts?
Because it worked once, and we can't do that, right? It's just that's the epitome of the game plans every week. We go up 14-3 because we're running the ball, and then the passes are wide open, which, that helps your quarterback. And especially when he's a run, especially when he has the option to run as well, it helps him even more because now he's even more of a threat. Right, that 4th and 15 might not have been a terrible play call if we were more balanced and they would have respected the run out of him, because those are the types of play calls where those guys that do that, the Lamars, the Patrick Mahomes, those type of guys can pick them up with their feet because the field is wide open. But when you go away from the run, there's nothing there. There's one threat, and it's the pass, and we know that didn't happen.
Yeah, maybe play into your quarterback's hands. Your young quarterback, maybe play to his strengths, just maybe. That's why Doug has to be fired. And that's why Mike Crum is the entire coaching staff. Yep. Doug needs to be fired. I'm sorry. He's done enough. He's shown me enough because he's coached like shit for 2 seasons now. And I put up with it last year. This year, I'm done. We haven't been ready to play a game besides today and Washington. We haven't been ready to play a game in 2 years. And then those 2 games, we fell apart after the first quarter. So
and those are arguably, because of the way the season played out, the 2 biggest games because they're division games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Two huge drives, 14-3 leads in both games, and you fall apart after the first quarter. And you stop running the football. I don't get it. At least Washington's good against the run. Dallas is the worst rush defense in football. You have to be fired. I'm sorry. You have to be.
Yep. No, I mean, like I said, we covered it before, so all good answers. And we agreed to the poll, so coaching is always at the top for me. But I'll mix it up in the sense where, to me, it's every defensive player in that locker room. Right? That's a disgrace. That's a terrible effort today. Whether you're talented or not, or you got practice squad guys or not, there should be a sense of pride. This is a Cowboys Eagles game. There's no fight. There's no. Hey, smack somebody in the helmet, do something, you know what I mean? Like, start a mini little Donnybrook or something. Yeah. Anything to get your guys going, to show a sense, a pulse, that you still have a playoff shot, you know what I mean? Where and then you just roll over, like you said, it just looked like they, that was it. They rolled over and played dead.
Mm-hmm. It's funny you say that because I'm watching it with my mom and my family, and my mom's like, "Oh, are these guys all in the take?" I'm like, "Nah, Mom, they're not." But she's like, they don't play like they even care. They're all smiling, they're all laughing, and I'm like, "You're not wrong, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Have a little pride. This is Cowboys. Have a little pride."
Like I said, you guys are huge fans, you know what I mean? But as a guy that's watching, watches because we're in this area and stuff, I'm tired of Jalen Mills. You know what I mean? It's all about him. He's a me guy. Starts with his fucking hair, and he's gonna wag the finger, and he's gonna, you make one play, or it was an error,
How about on the kickoff, on the field goals?
You're still down 13, and
on the field goals, he's jumping around.
Him and 3 other guys are jumping around. Like,
dude, the Cowboys had the most yards ever against the Eagles in the history of the rivalry, and there's dudes jumping around.
Yeah,
there's secondary players jumping around.
Yes,
that's all you know.
That's all you want. Yep, go hide.
Seriously,
you should be hiding. You should be embarrassed. Yeah. Instead, you want to bring attention to yourself. Get out of here, man. Bullshit.
And I understand as a cornerback or defensive back, you have to have a short memory, and you need that little bit of swag because you get you're a cornerback in the NFL, you're going to get beat, right? But you're right. Have some time and score in your head when we're flexing and we're down and we're getting steamrolled.
Yeah. When you haven't stopped anybody all day, not a good time to flex. Maybe good play, back to the huddle. Go call a defensive play. I don't need the flexing and the finger wagging. It's 30-17. We haven't stopped them all game.
And I don't want to kill Jacquet too much because he shouldn't even be on the field because that more or less goes back to Howie Roseman. and the decisions that obviously were made that allows him to be on the field. But he was atrocious. And I'm not trying to kill the kid, but because he's obviously not NFL caliber, but he was bad. Like
he's on the roster, Greg, and he gets paid a
no,
paycheck,
you're absolutely right.
So kill away.
Yeah, but I'm trying not to.
That's where I can't get.
I just like Carson Wentz kill him. You know what I mean? Like
but I just can't get past the watered down. Is the NFL this watered down? You know what I mean? It's a direct product of college football. Wills wasn't with us last week, but we talked about the same 3 out of 4 every year. You know what I mean? There's no parity, and I understand. I'm not saying you got to make a rule. You know what I mean? Those guys go out and hustle, they do their thing, and kids want to go to their schools, that's great. But there's no parity. It's disgusting. And then and you start to see it throughout the NFL. You know what I mean? It's watered down. And is that a product of the NCAA, what they're putting out? You know what I mean? What kind of coaching are they getting developed at these other schools? You know what I mean? Or are they really getting developed, at the Blue Bloods? You know what I mean? Because they're that good. They're that good, and are they getting, and I'm not saying they're not. You know what I mean? But what kind of coaching are they getting there? You know what I mean? We know Saban, and we know Dabo, and what they do at Ohio State. But I mean, are they getting it elsewhere too? You know what I mean? And then when they come here, are they that far behind the 8 ball where it's like, it's the same. It's the same game you played your whole life. Now, obviously, it's faster. You're in the left lane. You know what I mean? So you better get your head around. You better, or you're gonna get run over. Or people are gonna go by you. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Just like I said, I don't have.
It's another disparagement to the coaches. Sweeps. You know what I mean? It's another disparagement to the coaching staff.
Yep.
Because obviously you drafted these guys because you saw something in them. Not in Jacquet's case, obviously, because he's undrafted, but a bunch of guys. We can go through all the guys, Razul and Sidney, and all the guys that aren't here anymore. But you drafted all these guys because you saw something in them, and you saw, they got this kind of talent, and then you couldn't bring it out of them. So that's on you. That's on coaching to me. I know the coaches can't make the plays for them. No. Okay, I get that. I get that part of it. But they should be in the right position to make plays, and they should be able to kind of make some plays. How can no one make a play? That's what I want to know. How can nobody make a play?
Yeah, that's where I'm at, and especially where you are in the season. You're 16 weeks in. If you're in week 2 and you're decimated by injuries and you got to play Jacquet, and he's getting torqued, you're like, okay, that's fine. You got this guy's got 16 weeks to get him to be decent or enough where he can stand, where he's not going to hurt your team, or he's that bad, where he's not going to be such an eyesore that he was today, where it was like, hey, go pick on this guy. So somewhat respectable, and it's just it's crazy to me, crazy.
Real quick, not to change subject, I see the names of the prospects going to Tampa Bay. Luis Patino, is their number 3 prospect, the right-handed pitcher, 21 years old. Francisco Mejia, he's not listed because I know he's in the majors.
Mejia is a catcher, young catcher.
Blake Hunt, who's their number 14th rated prospect, a catcher. He's an A-ball. And then Cole Wilcox is their number 7 ranked prospect, the right-handed pitcher in rookie ball.
Yeah, they're loaded with prospects, and they
didn't even really give up much.
They went for
just that Patino was their 3rd, and he was potentially going to be on there.
Though.
Yeah, he moved up. He moved up because Trammell was 2 or 3, and they just dealt him, I think, in the Cleveland trade. So I mean, like I said, they're going for it. They're trying to keep up with the Dodgers as best they can, and their farm system was loaded.
They didn't have to give up Mackenzie Gore though either. That's
what I'm saying. They held on to Gore, so. You got to figure that's what they're thinking. Obviously, is that we hold on to Gore, we can trade whoever else we want.
Yeah, exactly. Clevenger, if Gore's ready, Clevenger, Core, Lamet, and
I like Dillinson Lamet a lot.
and now Snell.
Paddock, right?
Yep. And then absolutely. All right, and we know that the lineup is young and exciting. So they're going for it.
Yeah, they're definitely going for it, and like you said, Sweeps, you gotta try to keep up with the Dodgers. If you're in the NL West, you gotta try to keep up with the Dodgers. Nothing else you can do because they're loaded. They're gonna spend a ton of money and they're loaded.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like talking baseball.
Yeah, they just gotta get better.
God, I hope we can get fucking fans in the stadiums this year.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Nothing better than going.
Hopefully, the Phillies put a good product on the field.
We'll be all right. The Dave Dombrowski thing really brought me around, man. Dave D knows what he's doing. That's a very good move. Very good move. I was nervous for a little while.
Yeah, he does. He's built winners everywhere he's gone. So
yeah, he knows what he's doing. Well, I mean, it might not happen overnight, but he knows what he's doing.
Marlins, Tigers, Red Sox. He's a star.
And he's done it. And he's done it in different situations, right? Obviously, the Marlins were expansion, right? So they had a rebuild. Tigers rebuild versus
he always is a money spender, Dave.
Yeah,
and
then the Red Sox, he just put him over the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great move. It's a great move. I'm excited now. I'm not gonna start talking Phillies yet, but I'm excited, and I fully expect. Like I've been saying the whole time, I know Greg's been crying for a while about it, but I fully expect JT to be on the team.
I hope so. It needs to. He needs to.
Yeah, I expect him to be.
Yeah, I mean
I don't know what we're gonna do pitching wise because we still need more pitching, but I expect JT to be on the team.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I mean, I hear you absolutely 1,000% agree with you. I don't see how, especially with all the scapegoat. Not like how I'm saying with the way Middleton was trying to give the out. Well, I lost $2 billion or whatever. Whatever.
Yeah.
The belly aching and the crying. What I mean, trying to give himself an out clause.
Well, I'm just thinking that Dave comes in, smacks him on the hand. Watch yourself, John. Whoop.
So real quick, let's wrap up Eagles with this, right? So currently right now they're the 6th pick, right? Houston, Atlanta, Cincinnati, if they win next week, we would move higher. Where do you want them to be? Do you want them to win? Do you want them to lose?
I don't care. I don't talk draft picks. I don't care. I really don't care. I just hope they pick somebody good. I feel like if you're
I'm just saying 10, next week, heading into next week, we're sitting right now at 6. With help, we can get in the top 5.
I hear you, Greg, and I don't want Dallas to make the team to playoffs, so I kind of want them to lose. But also, I don't want to lose on Sunday Night Football. I like to see them come out and play well. But I just don't care about the pick. I feel like if you pick in the top 10, and if you have a pick in the top 10, you can get to wherever you want in the draft. Like you can get to number 1 if you want. So I don't care. We're probably going to have a top 10 pick regardless. So I don't really care.
Yeah.
But we got to hit the pick. We got to hit the pick, though.
Yeah. You're looking at, like I said, you're anywhere from Farley, cornerback from Virginia Tech, to the 2 wide receiver studs. You know what I mean? Like, that's the slots. You never know who's going to go where. Who would fall to you. But if you stayed at 6, you might have a shot at them. The Falcons got to get better on defense. So they would probably
go Parsons.
They would probably take they would either take him or Farley in front of you, and then you're left with the pimp wide receivers. So
I think the wide receivers will always be there.
If we're out of the top 5, we might lose out on one of the wide receivers, Chase.
Maybe not though. Maybe not.
Yeah.
You know quarterback's going to go. Trevor's going 1, and someone will come up and get another quarterback.
Fields is going 2.
Someone will come up and get another quarterback. So probably 3 of them will go. So I'm just saying, I feel like receivers always drop. We thought receivers were going to go a ton this year.
Miami's going to take the tackle.
I was shocked to see that, and I like him. I like the toughness in Zach Wilson, your cousin from BYU. But I was shocked to see they're talking about 4 to the Panthers.
Yeah,
I'm like what?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I do like my cousin, but I don't know about that. But he'll go.
That was obviously before the Panthers won. The Panthers won. Now they're like 7 or 8.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, but another one if they want a QB, they'll move up and get them. It's another one.
I'm sorry, Carolina's 9 now.
So I feel like the receivers will be there regardless of whether we win or lose. One of the receivers will be there for sure.
Yeah, right now.
And maybe both.
Surtain's a top 10 talent.
Surtain, either Smith or Chase.
Yep.
But yeah, at this point in the season, I don't want him to win next week.
You got Waddle too. Waddle's going to go high once he runs great, if he's fully recovered. That is.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon, that's nice. Got a blowjob during the 4th.
Hey, at least somebody won.
Congratulations.
More action in the whole game.
Congratulations on your recent success.
Quarter and a good 4th. You know what I mean? Great first quarter and a good 4th quarter. So you were winning.
The middle, not so much.
No. You didn't get nothing in the middle, sadly. You guys did your crumbs?
Yep.
Did you do any Sixers yet?
Nope.
All right, then let's talk about.
Stepped in just in time. We were talking some Phillies a little bit, kind of, not really, but we were talking about Blake Snell and who they got in the trade and shit.
I thought I heard baseball. Yeah. Listen, I said last night I'm not going to run from it. Tonight meant something to me, because of the fact that it was a road game, because the fact that it was a back-to-back, because of the fact Cleveland was playing good basketball. You know, this game was a game that I needed to see something, and it looked like tire legs, way too many goddamn fucking turnovers. It
was disgusting.
At one point, Wills, they had 21 points off of turnovers. I want to say
it was 11-3 in turnovers at one point in the first half against the fucking Cavaliers. That's tell you right there. That's just terrible basketball. The Cavaliers are not a good team.
I mean,
I know they're a better team than they used to be, but they're not good.
You know, points in paint, right? And here's a big number. You know, 68 points in the paint for Cleveland, 38 for the Sixers. So you talk about 22 turnovers compared to 16. 38 points in the paint, not going to get it done. That's where the Joel Embiid loss comes in on this one. And
Joe's still a pussy. What are you doing, dude? You got to play. It's third game of the year.
Yeah,
third game of the season. You can't have back tightness.
Can I get some information on this, please, from this organization? You
got to play.
Yeah, like
he was in pregame warmups, so I guess he decided he got hurt. He strained it or something. I don't know.
Like, I don't know if this is a them move on a caution move or this is a him move, and I need to know that because it bothers me. I completely agree. 3 games in, like I need you tonight on a back-to-back.
LeBron's 38. He probably won't miss a game. You got to play. You have to play in this league. Your best ability is availability. Everyone knows it. You have to play.
Listen, I expect them to miss, like, you say 5 games out of his schedule.
I don't want him missing a fucking game.
I agree with you. Just saying because he's a big man and they always do this. I just, I don't understand
2020 fucking. I hate it. I hate it. I know. I know you're right. I just hate it. I hate it. That's why I don't like the NBA regular season. I fucking hate it.
I completely agree. Kawhi don't play tonight for the Clippers, game 3.
And they're down 50 at half. Good work. Good work, LA.
It's a joke. Like, you're not good enough as a team.
Thank God there's not fans. That's a luck. That's the game I go to if I'm a fan, I go to the game where they sit out Kawhi and we're down 50 at halftime and I want to hang the owner. Like, that's the shit that happens to me. So thank God there weren't fans there.
I think so tonight was the night that I wanted to see something. And, I watched the basketball team get smoked on the road again. Something that carried over from last year. Ben, I need more from Ben and Tobias tonight. I mean, I need both of you shooting 18 fucking times. Like you're both big time money guys. You need to be jacking up 18 shots. I don't give a fuck how you do it. Ben tonight without Joe, I need you to be more aggressive. But again, he was sloppy with the basketball.
Yeah, he was. I thought Ben showed was at least early on. He looked like he was at least juiced up to play. A lot of guys didn't even look like they're ready to play.
No,
like you can't get blown out. You lose. Or listen, you're missing your big man. You're missing one of your stars, all right, and you stub your toe a little bit. And you're in a 1-possession game, and you don't get it done. That's fine. You can't get your doors fucking blown off. You know what I mean? And somebody needs to go for fucking 30 or 35. Right? You're missing a 25-point scorer. You know what I mean? You're missing one of your dudes. Like, can somebody go for fucking 30, 32 one time? I mean,
on a basketball,
have a fucking backbone. Somebody.
Everyone in the league goes for 30.
Seriously.
Like a guy on their team goes for 30 when the big guy don't play. Everyone in the league.
Plenty of basketballs to go around.
Someone's got to score.
That was the disappointing thing was seeing Ben. Not that I'm saying he played terrible, but we saw an aggressive Ben the first 2 games.
Yeah.
And you didn't see that tonight. And you just saw a lot of passiveness.
8 shots. Put up 25. Just one time be fucking selfish. Be a fucking pig one time. I just want to see.
You and Tobias need 18 shots tonight, period. Like, Ben Tobias, shots minimum.
I need Dwight not to get 3 fouls in the first 5 minutes.
And Toby had 10 in the first quarter, so you thought Toby was on his way to helping carrying that load. He started out really well.
He stopped shooting. I don't know what happened there.
4 for 6 from 3, and I mean this.
He stopped shooting. I don't know what you're doing. I would think that he was feeling good. I would want to shoot the good. If I start 4 for 6, Tom, I've played basketball with you before. If either one of us start 4 for 6, every time I touch the ball, I'm shooting it. I don't care. I'm shooting every time I touch it.
And I'm finding you.
Fucking shoot the ball, dude.
I'm finding you. Shake Milton. Like that tonight was a night where I needed my bench to step up too, right? And really show me that it can be productive on a back-to-back. And the bench fucking killed him tonight. And nobody productive enough off the bench. So it was a freaking flat-out joke tonight. And some of the same issues. Listen, I understand you're without your best player, right? But, like, I need a fight, like Sleeps was saying. Like, you lose by 7, 8. I'm like, okay, you win that game with Joe. Like, I can't say when you get your doors blown off like this that you would win the game with Joe. I will say that the points in the paint will be a lot different and probably make for a closer game. But the way this team came out, a lot of these guys, to Wilson's point, sluggish. Dwight Howard looked like he had no legs under him. Now,
he had 3 fouls in 5 minutes. Dwight, your only chance to win. No one else can color Drummond. You can't foul 3 guys. You have 3 fouls in 5 minutes. You can't.
If there's a guy I'm going to give a break to, it's a guy who played 78 days ago. And that would be Dwight tonight, on a back-to-back. He played a lot of games last year. Okay. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? You would hope to give him a break tonight and not Joel. That's sort of what
he had 2 pig fouls, though. 2 where he just ran through screens. You can't do that. You just gave him 2 fouls. That's why I don't give Dwight a pass for tonight, because we need you in. You know that they're going to feed Drummond. You have to play tonight without Joe. You have to play.
Donovan said Joel Embiid is the only person on this team that can drop 30 in his sleep.
And I don't dislike Tony Bradley, but he's not a good enough player.
Thanks, Donovan, for the tip.
Thanks, brother.
Do we say somebody does it in their sleep? We just want to see it. I mean, like, you know what I mean? So I don't know if that was just an overall statement or something that we said, but I mean, like, I just want to see it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of having 2 fucking superstars. One guy doesn't play that much. One guy, is either hurt, he sits out a lot, and then the other guy is so fucking timid. All right, I'm just fucking tired of it, man. Like, he's got the same fucking shot attempts as 3 other fucking bench guys. You know what I mean? He's 5.
I hear you, Sweeps.
Ben's got 8 shot attempts. So does Mike Scott, fucking Maxey, and Corky all shot 8 times as well. Come on, dude.
6'10".
Just go, man. Just do something. I'm tired. Like, that's the reason why in the beginning we were talking about it. Like, yeah, we're grateful to have 2 stars, right? But this is shut up. This is now or never. Shut up or go time, right? I'm tired. That's gone. No more fucking excuses. Just fucking go. Just go. And I know it's game 3, and you're like, hey, this guy's getting all wound up. What's he doing? I fucking jerk off. And I'm tired of him.
It's going to be the same thing all year. Sweep say, might as well start now. Right? Wind it up now. There ain't nothing changing.
Just give us the 6th seed now. We're going to be the fucking 6th seed anyway. Fucking give it to us.
We might be the 7th because Atlanta looks good.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, but I agree with everything you said. Like, you're 6'10". You can get to the rim at will. All right? You should walk into fucking 15 shots. All right? Even if you don't get to 18. You should, because as big as you are and your ability, if you're just a little bit aggressive, you walk into 15 shots. Tonight's the night where you need to step up and show us that you're capable of dropping 25 without the best player on your team. And it's disappointing to me. It's fucking flat out disappointing. I protect the guy. He's a fucking great defender, all them great things. But some nights, like Sweet said, I need you to be a little fucking selfish because you're getting paid to score too. All right? And I know it's 3 games in. I said I'm not going to overreact to this team. They're back at it Tuesday night. Let's see what kind of response we get. But, you can go 3-1 and forget about this game real quick, But
that's the Raptors too.
Yeah, it's the NBA. I get it. You're going to lose games. I just don't like the way you lost it because it that shows me something because Cleveland's on a back-to-back too. So I don't want to fucking hear it. You know what I mean? That's another reason I don't want to hear it. We were back-to-back and they had 2 days off. And they traveled. Okay. You tip your cap. Are they a good basketball team? Yeah. They also lost Kevin Love in the fucking second quarter tonight. So, you know what I mean? They lost a guy who can drop 15, 20 for him. So, there's no excuses tonight. You're big-time money guys, again, in a big spot, and I call it a big spot, just didn't play well tonight. Or both of them weren't aggressive enough tonight. And I really was banking on this coaching staff to force that. Right? Force it a little bit more. Do you think Seth Curry's dropping 20 a night? Grow up. You think Danny Green's dropping 20 a night? Grow up. All right? Your scorers got to score. You're paying Tobias and Ben to score. They got to be walking into 20 a fucking night.
Yep.
It's fucking simple. I don't care how good of a defender you are sometimes. When Joe's there, give me 15. When Joe's not there, I need 20 fucking 5. If you're 6'2", I wouldn't bitch about it as much. You're 6'10". It's time for you to wake up and be aggressive.
It's so frustrating, Tom, because it's like I like when I talk to him, be like, we don't care. As a fan base, we don't care if you miss. We just want you to shoot it. We don't care. We literally do not care. We will cheer if you go 0-5 for 3 in the game, I will cheer because at least I know you shot 5 fucking jumpers in the game because I need you to. You just have to. I don't understand how hard, and I love Ben Simmons. I love his game, and I think he's going to get even better and better and better. But you have to shoot the basketball. It makes the game easier. You'll be able to get to the rim easier if you shoot the basketball. I don't care if you miss it. I do not care. Ben, Joe shoots 5 a game and he can't hit them. I'd rather
Ben miss. I'd rather Ben miss than cross court pass to Mike Scott and watch Mike Scott brick it.
I mean, well, like we said last night, it doesn't even have to be threes. I don't care about that.
Anywhere, just
give me a free throw line. Give me an elbow. Give me an elbow shot. Give me a 15-footer. Give me something. You know what I mean? That's all.
5 jumpers, Sweeps.
I don't know why people always bring up the threes. That's on them because I understand how the NBA is and they see it. So they're like they immediately associate shooting with threes. Ooh, he's not shooting threes, right? No, dude. You know the game of basketball doesn't have to revolve around the 3-point line. You know what I mean? Like we love
Rip Hamilton.
We're guys that like to shoot. You know what I mean? So we love to fill it up. Don't get me wrong. You know I love me some 3-pointers. You know what I mean? But you gotta shoot the basketball from anywhere.
I feel like Rip Hamilton never used to shoot threes and it dropped 25 a night. Just shooting
mid-range,
15 to 18-foot jumpers all day.
Who else was like that? Wells before he got hurt? Monte Ellis.
Yeah, he was. The elbow jumper was money every time he shot it.
Yeah,
they would wear you out inside the 3-point. Inside
the mid-range king.
He had an elbow jumper tonight that was available for him. The defender was even off him like a foot. Easy elbow jumper and passed it out. And it's like that's what I'm asking for. Like I'm
basketball, that's basketball 101. Both of those guys you guys just mentioned are triple threat guys. You know what I mean? Like you get in the triple threat position and go, man. It's like it's standard basketball coaching. It's you learn at the youngest age. It's the most fundamental thing. You know what I mean? Like hey, catch the ball in a triple threat position.
Shoot the ball. Ted says what's crazy is without a crowd, do you think you'd shoot more? No crowd shit to talk your misses. Yeah. Like I couldn't agree with you more, Ted. Like you're in a closed environment, honey. I mean, I fucking can't protect you anymore. Markelle Fultz is shooting. Wake the fuck up and shoot the basketball a little bit. Or I don't care if you never attempt an elbow jumper in your career. If you fucking take it to the rim all day on people, fucking make guys
dunk on someone's face. Like why is he 6'10" and he has a great handle and he's just not. And I know he's strong. I know he's not weak because he's a great defender. You got to be strong to be a great defender. Mm-hmm. Just put the ball through someone's face on the rim one time and get us excited. Show that you have a little killer instinct. One time. That's all we want. That's all we want. We love your game. Just show us the instinct because you don't have it.
Yeah, I agree with you. You back a guy down, fucking
bang on someone's face. Take the tee. Take the tee. I don't care.
Back a guy down, come up with a fucking jump hook, come on, do something that shows us that you're not a guy that just likes to, licks his paws. We don't want guys that fucking lick their paws, right? Be a fucking savage, man. Let's go.
Yeah, well, I'll say this, right? If we want to get to where we want to get to, right? This motherfucker's got to be aggressive.
Yep.
There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. My roster's not fucking good enough for you not to be a pimp. It's just not. It's fucking simple because my money is tied up in 3 players. Joel, Ben, Tobias.
Somebody tag him right now. Ben, we don't care. We don't care if you miss.
That's
Well,
become a fan, buddy. Become a fan. We'll just talk to you. I mean, you're on paper and physicality, you're a mismatched nightmare. You know what I mean? Like, the guards shouldn't be able to cover you. You know what I mean? And if they switch out and a big man's covering you, you're quicker than him. You go right by him. You know what I mean? So
you guys don't want to hear this.
You're a mismatched nightmare. Come on.
He blocked us on it. You guys don't want to hear this one, but he blocked us on Instagram last year because I called out as aggressive. Or when I did it with Mikey the Greek, it might have been that one in Orlando. Jimmy Butler debut where he wasn't fucking aggressive. The guy blocked you. He didn't want to hear about him only shooting 8 times, right? He didn't want to hear about it. So I smell some fucking softness with him a little bit at times when it comes to this stuff because I'm just speaking the truth about it. And so are all of us. Like, you can take anybody to the bucket in this league. Anybody to the basket. Anybody in the league, you can take to the bucket and take to the basket.
Marquise, you're spot on, brother. We're just trying to talk it into existence. That's all. You know what I mean? We just continue to bang our heads. We just continue to bang our heads against the wall, and we're just hoping, one day we wake up and it's different. All right, but you're not wrong. Absolutely, year 5, and it is what it is.
Nasty Nizzle is correct, though. He has looked better at the line. His stroke looks better at the line, I would say, which also tends me to think that his stroke would look better shooting a jumper at anywhere in the fucking game.
Well, first off, Nasty, I totally agree with you there, but I want you going to the line 14 fucking times tonight.
Absolutely.
The NBA wants to sell their stars, bro. They will call 100 fouls for you going to the line.
Dude, have you watched Damian Lillard play? When McCollum's hurt, he shoots the ball every time down the floor. Just do it. We don't even say that you have to. But why are you not shooting the ball 15 times a day? Why?
Ray, you know what happens, Ray? Ray says, damn time, you got to keep the lead mad at you and Ben mad at you. And you know what? Like, this is what happens. You do crumb in the days, Ray, and guys get up in their feelings and they get block city. You know what I mean? And then you separate the dog from the kittens, right? That's what you do. So a crumb in the day, separate it on social media. The guys who block you, right? You find a lot about them, right? Jalen Reagor, another block when he got crumb.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
You sort of can sniff it, right? Joel ain't blocked me. I've been critical of Joe and Crumb in the days in the past. Never a block. Ben block real quick. First time you say something a little bit wrong, block city.
Quick block. We didn't even mention Jenner. Quick block. Crazy.
But I agree with what everybody's saying. TTP makes good points too about he's too worried about efficiency. He's worried about all the bullshit.
Yeah, I don't need that shit though. And I agree, TTP. Like, I feel like he thinks, I'm not a great shooter. If I get him a better look, it's a better shot. But at some point, we need you to just take over.
Yep.
Man. Just take the fuck over.
You got to be a threat at some point too.
Bro, you're supposed to have the ability like Giannis. The muscle your way to the rim. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like you're not Giannis, but that's the type of guy you should be going to the bucket all day. Mm-hmm. Where you aren't 6'6", you're fucking 6'10", right? And maybe even a little taller than that. Go hard to the bucket, get your foul calls, like Don says. Have you watched Harden go to the bucket? They get all the calls. So
he just jumps into the guy.
You care about efficiency, help your team out.
Yeah, get to the line then.
Obviously, all right. You guys want to get to the crumb of the week because I got one right on the top of my head. I just need to clear the air.
Go ahead.
Not happy.
Do it.
I don't like the double standard in this city, and I'm personally sick of it because the city I grew up in, we don't care about much, right? Because we're losing. So. We just want you to hustle, man. We just want you to give it your all, right? We're not asking you, dude. We get it. Like, you're not going to win everything all the time. There's only one team that cuts the nets down, air quote, in sports every year in all the 4 majors, right? There's only one. So you're not going to be there all the time. But if you leave it all out there, we can feel better about it. Like that we know you care, right? That we just see it. That, you know what? That guy cares.
It's the reason that Chase Utley's loved. I mean, exactly. It's very simple. It's very simple.
And he was good. Great. Yeah. Sorry. Great.
But leave it all out there then.
I don't know why I said good, but he's great. And love Chase because of that. Well, it's because of that.
Yeah, because you leave it all out there.
Just overlove him at times too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Them hustle guys that can play, obviously. You like tonight. I watched something tonight.
I like hustle guys that can't play. Jason Avant was a hustle guy I loved. That wasn't a great player. Love that guy.
Just
love me some Jason Avant.
Just left it out there. What I watched around 7:15 tonight disturbed me as a fan, and I'll tell you why. I watched a fumble that wasn't a fumble, and I watched our quarterback alligator arm it, and not seem like he was worried about picking the ball up. Didn't seem worried about it. Assumed he was down. If Carson Wentz turned the football over 3 times, all right, I don't give a fuck if it's a rookie or a 5-year vet. If Carson Wentz turned the ball over 3 times and alligator armed the fumble, he would get smoked in this goddamn city. Smoked, right? We're equal opportunity smokers here, right? I would smoke him. I'll be the first to come on here and rip him for it, just like I'm going to rip Jalen Hurts for it. I love the kid. I think he's a great kid. I think he's a smart kid. I think he does fucking care. So I don't want to take any of that away from this point right here. All right? You go after everything. Nothing's given to you, bro. All right? I don't care if you assume you're down. You don't leave nothing up to the referees. Nothing. Because on the field, they called it a fumble. So automatically, it better be clear as day in that booth. It's not. And it wasn't. Because you could have made a case it was coming out a second earlier when the hand was in there. All right? You can make the case for it. I'm an Eagles fan. All right? And that's why it stayed on the field. So you go after the fucking football. All right? We wake up, and we're excited to watch you guys play. All right? We had a breath of fresh air, a different type of offense, something to feel better about. Are you going to turn the football over because you're a puppy? Of course you are. Are you going to make mistakes? Of course you are. We expect that shit. Nobody expected you come in here and you're lighting the world on fire like Lamar and you're going to win an MVP like right off the bat, right? Like we're not expecting you to run for 200 yards and run all around, right? Well, you know what I mean? We understand what you are, right? And we're willing to like deal with it, and we understand you're going to make some big plays, right? Like he did. And you're going to make rookie mistakes like he did. But something that no matter what goes on, that I know Sweep tells his kids, I told my kids, Greg's told kids he's coach, what can I control? My energy and goddamn effort and my focus. There's like really a bunch of things you can control, but they're the main three things. Energy, effort, fucking focus. All right? If I control them three things, I'm going to be all right. I can't control a guy missing a block when I'm running around, right? There's uncontrollable things. But when a ball comes out of my goddamn hand, you go after that fucking football. And I don't care if you're freaking 18, 19, 20, 21. It's your first game ever. It's your last game ever. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you hurt your leg earlier on in the game. I don't care. Then ask to come out of the game then. All right? Because we don't know how that would have went. You scored there. We're down 6.
Mm-hmm. Take him to give Hurts father time.
And you quit. And if 11 quit like that, we'd be running them out of this city. So I better hear it tomorrow. I better hear somebody on the dial or the national media, Cam Newton, a motherfucker one time. And I like Jalen Hurts. So don't take it the wrong way. But I care about certain things. I can deal with losing. Lost all time in the fucking 90s. I'm used to losing.
My whole childhood was losses.
Yeah. Lost. Like, Tom, how you even fancy these more teams?
As soon as Reggie White left, it was like Moses parted the sea and just brought us losses.
He clubbed the sea apart, you know what I mean, for Moses.
Yeah.
He got his club right across the sea. Cleared the whole thing out. Like I'm saying, we crush Ertz for effort. We crush Carson for effort. We crush everybody that we can crush for effort. All right? That's something you can see. Perception's reality. And I don't care if you thought you were down. I just don't care. I don't care. There's no other argument for it. You go after the fucking football. Nobody was pulling you away from the pile. Nobody pulled you. You just were like, I think I was down. Right? Come on, dude. We're better than this.
For who? For what?
That's all we ask for.
Oh, they just showed it too. I'm watching it right now. On NBC.
Sketchy.
Wow, he really didn't reach for it.
I'm done with this.
Wow, it was actually worse in slow motion right now than I thought it was, to be honest with you.
Listen. You listen, you know I'm not done with this. This is going to get hammered in for the next 48 hours. I'm not going to stop on it. Because
We've met you.
No, listen. Dude, throw fucking 25 picks, but show me you care. You know what I mean? Like Marquis said, we crush Carson for too much effort. Oh, he's trying to make too many plays. We can't have it fucking both ways. That's all I got on it. It's a disgrace. We ask for simple things. Simple things, or I'll run you out of this city. Personally, I'll spend the next 365 running you out of here. All right? Because this is why I started to do this shit. So it gave us a voice to run motherfuckers out when you don't play hard. And Miles Sanders, right? Okay, Sean Lee, good linebacker. I get it. Okay, guys have 49 concussions. Lower a fucking shoulder. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. All right?
My father would echo those statements. He is not a Miles Sanders fan. He said, never has there been a running back who hates contact more in the history of the NFL.
Every time he comes to the sideline, Deuce hammering him. You notice that? Every time he comes to the sideline.
First off, Deuce don't like him. I feel like it's almost obvious.
Yeah.
Just watching games, Deuce definitely doesn't like how he plays a lot, I think.
Well, who controls the snap count? Deuce does with the running backs. We all talk about Doug, but Deuce literally controls the snap count. It's well documented. So Deuce is putting the running backs in the game. So not that he gets 15
There's a reason he disappears every week for a quarter because he ain't happy with him.
Every week. All right. And everybody remembers that play with Sean Lee. Soft as shit. Lower shoulder, get a first down, honey. All right. Or don't tell me MVP. Fucking MVP. Grow up. Fucking delusional. 2020 people are fucking delusional. MVP. You freaking played 10 games your rookie year. Grow up. All right. I like you, but you just make me not like you. Why? I like Jalen. Today, they don't like that. Now I feel like I'm leaning towards not liking you. I'd have the redhead in just running around for his life. That's all I got. I had to. No, because I know you guys would do it, but nobody else out there has the fucking balls to call it how it is with this shit. Nobody besides us guys. We'll say whatever the fuck we want, but nobody nationally. There's nobody going to be doing podcasts out there. You won't fucking sniff it. Besides hearing it from A2D guys this week, you won't fucking sniff it. Fucking pussy. Sorry.
Take him to church, Tommy.
It felt good. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Felt good. I don't even need to do one. Felt good.
Father Carmine, Clint, right there. Father Carmine.
Just want to start throwing holy water around. Get the little wand out. Just start flinging it.
Let me catch up. 3D talk. 3D talk.
I'm just gonna piggyback on the back of Father Tom, Pastor Tom, and pass it over. I don't need to say anything. You said it all, man.
Hey, more handoffs than Doug today.
Oh,
I can't believe I'm actually going to agree with Greg on something. Fuck.
Bazinga.
What has 2020 done? Yeah, I mean, I'm on the dark side with Greg. Okay, Doug can go. Hey, we got what we asked for.
When you created this poll question, I was like, you really want to go there?
Yeah. And I did because I know exactly where you three stood, rightfully so. You're rightfully so. I knew that. Yeah. I know you guys. You know what I mean? We're family. I know exactly where your guys' heads are at. So I had no problem. Like this morning with Nate, Nate Moss, Money Pot podcast. Nate's the man. But we played a little agree-disagree game. And it was fun because it was literally a game. If I went one way, he had to go the other. So we had to come up with the arguments for the other side. And it's
why, right?
That shit's fun. That's why it's agree to disagree. Somebody's got to be the asshole. Well, you're defending Doug? No, I'm just saying 15 carries to Miles. I put part of that on Deuce too. And part of it that they don't fucking trust the guy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably a big part of it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Jordan Howard walked in off the street and he's getting carries. So, I mean, there's obviously a reason for
never let him go personally, and just at least let him be here. So he could have helped us a little bit during this season. You know what I mean? But to bring him in late like this it's just stupid. You just showed me you made a mistake. I mean, you literally fucking showed me you made a mistake this offseason by having to bring him in. Okay? How about J.K. Dobbins in the second round fucking then? He went out to fucking bring him in. And he could have stuck with your $100 million. I can't do this tonight. You could have stuck with your $100 million quarterback. It's a fucking mind fuck. Everything that's happened this draft night has literally been like this. You're just doing this to me, this to me, this to me. I hate when the Eagles lose. It ruins my fucking mood. Leonard's I don't know why. I don't know why you get upset. Don't be upset. I can't
help it.
I want to be happy.
I'm right with you. I can't help it. I can't help it. And especially when we lose to the Cowboys. I can't be any more upset. I really can't. I don't care that we're not good. I don't ever want to lose to the fucking Cowboys. Ever. Ever. When we were young in the 90s, we stunk. We would beat the Cowboys once a year. It was guaranteed. It was on the back of the menu. You could read it every time you're at the restaurant. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
A Ben DiNucci win doesn't count. You know what I mean? It doesn't even count. I can't count.
Doesn't even count. We played like shit that whole game. Fucking brutal.
See that Marquise one?
Yeah. Marquise had a boy.
With Carson. You're right. I mean, listen, he's become a little too big. That book.
I don't get it. Marquise, I don't get it. It's not Madden, Doug. What the fuck are you doing? And that's the fireable offense right off the bat is the fact that all year we just don't kick the ball. We just don't kick it. We don't kick it. We don't kick extra points. We don't kick field goals. We don't kick anything.
Hold on, we do kick extra.
Why do we even have a kicker?
Same thing.
We kick extra points and then we take them off the board.
Yeah, that's a better idea.
And I just
And
don't
we
know
gave
why
our kicker money.
I don't know why they don't get get a taste of their own medicine. I mean, anytime you watch Hard Knocks, anytime a guy gets cut, they run and go get his playbook, and the dude's like the plague, right? They watch him, he cleans out his locker room. I do the same thing with coaches. You don't even get off the field. That's it. That's it. Go. All right, take an Uber. You're not coming on this plane. Get out. And it's just like I can't.
How much is Jeffrey Lurie stuck in 2017? Too. Right? Like,
how is he okay with this? That's what I want to know. Everyone is laughing at us when we're going for it on 4th and 15 in the third fucking quarter. The entire league is laughing at us. Mm-hmm. What are you doing, dude? This football's been played a simple way for the as long as it's been happening. You know why? Because people aren't fucking morons, and they know you don't go for it on 4th and fucking 15. It's so simple. It's so easy. I just don't get it.
I would have respected
it. If you take field goals there, the end of the game, we're only down 10. We can take a field goal. We don't have to go for 2 touchdowns.
I'd rather
simple.
I'd rather have a fake field goal. At least maybe somebody can get it. At least, that could be an explosive play. For Christ.
Anything.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just, I wouldn't recommend that. But last week he takes a point off the board and then ends up hurting his football team. So that was fireable offense number 1 right there. Yeah, that's rule 101. That's in every
a point off the board.
That's in every handbook that they hand you when they give you your swiper. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, here you go. Rule 1. Don't take points off the board. Enjoy your key code. Have a good time here. Yeah. It's like a joke. Friggin' joke. What do you guys got? You guys got anything? Get off your chest before we get out of here.
You said it all, man.
I mean, for me, it's Haskins, which makes Eagles fans obviously giggle. You know what I mean? But it's just like I said, this is from draft night to I'm going to make everybody eat my word. Either regret this and stuff. You've been absolute dog shit, right? You're on a team coached by Ron Rivera, who has a very good chance to get he won't get coach of the year, but tremendous job he's done with those guys. This guy, Coach Rivera went through cancer treatments all year. You know what I mean? And he still showed up, and he shows up every Sunday. He obviously just finished up a week ago. This moron, goes out. And like I said, whatever side you fall, I don't care. All right? This guy gets caught out, at a party with no face mask, breaking pandemic protocol. Your team's your team's in a playoff, your team's in a playoff hunt, and you're out partying. Alex Smith is banged up. And it just never stops with him, and then you get thoroughly outplayed by a practice squad guy, today that gave them a chance to win the game. You reward Ron Rivera, who should have thrown you off the team, but they're not ready to move on now, but he rewards them with the start, and you turn the ball over 3 times, you throw for 150 yards, 3 turnovers in the first half, and the game's
18 yards in the first half, I think.
Yeah, the game's basically over. You're down 20-0. It's an absolute disgrace. You know what I mean? So. Like I said, it'll make you guys giggle. You know what I mean? So the dumpster fire that is Daniel Snyder, but Ron Rivera's a guy you root for. It's just a great dude and a great coach, and you just hate to see, something like this. Like I said, you get rewarded for this. You know what I mean? If you're not going to win the game, that's fine. But you come out and you're not even prepared, and you're down 20-0 before you blink single-handedly because of this guy. 2 picks and a fumble.
Shows you off the field matters. Sweep. It shows you what you do off the field, and especially at that position matters.
Character. Character. All right? It tells you who you are. Man. Character.
I mean, this team was on a roll before Alex got hurt, and I mean a roll like in the NFC East. Like they were playing the best football as clear as day.
4 in a row?
Yeah, it's a shame because he wasn't healthy. That's why he didn't play today. They just feel like he's 100% to go, and I respect that decision. But this is a guy who had a naked fucking photo on his camera the night of draft night with his girlfriend. I mean that right there tells me, red flags. Like I might take the card and say, "Oh, Roger, hold on. We'd rather just skip the pick." You know what I mean? Just skip the pick then. Skip it. Give it back. Throw back in the pot. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Seems like bad news. And here we go. So he's 100% right. That's a good one too.
Real good one. Thank God they missed the pick too, because there's a ton of good young quarterbacks out there, and they're not in the NFC East. Thank God.
Including our team.
There's a lot of them.
Well, we might still have the. At least we have the second best. It looks like. I mean, Dak and Dalton.
Second and third, maybe.
Well, Dak and Dalton, I'm giving the nod to.
Not counting Alex Smith because he's 1,000.
Yeah, Dak and Dalton, I give the nod to, and then Carson and Hurts, I'll go second. Because I mean, the Smith-Haskins tandem hasn't been good enough. Smith has.
Well, Haskins stinks and Daniel Jones stinks. Those are just facts.
Facts. Yeah. My crumb of the week, of the year, of whatever is the NFL. And I know we touched on it earlier, but how do you allow that Cleveland Jets game to go off today? I don't know how. I mean, and you did the same thing with the Broncos, and I know we crushed you for the Broncos, the same thing. How do you allow a team to go into a game with 0 position players at a specific position? I mean,
Yeah.
I just don't. And yet you changed other games 3, 4, 5 times.
Exactly.
Like if that was the way it was all year, then fine. That's the way it was all year.
Keep it equal.
But exactly. But when you changed a Ravens-Steelers game because of the perceived importance of that game, but yet you come down to the Broncos and the Browns and you just say, sorry, those are the rules. You guys shouldn't have been doing what you should have been doing.
Oh, yeah.
Completely agree there.
You're right, but if it was, I'm sorry not to cut you off. If it wasn't an outbreak, the 3 times they moved it, they would have had their guys playing. Yeah, and that's what the NFL thought they were going to do. And then they got smacked in the face because it was outbreak central in the Ravens facility.
Yeah.
Sweeps. Think about this too. Like if it happens.
I'm sorry, I forgot the Titans earlier in the year.
Yeah, if it happens on a Monday, Greg, right, guys? If it happens on a Monday, and like these guys aren't going to be available, and you can get your timing and your walkthroughs and everything that's important leading up throughout the week with practice squad guys, and go ahead and play. Because
Absolutely.
you had time. There was no fucking time. They couldn't even do walkthroughs. It's a fucking joke.
They were doing walkthroughs this morning in the parking lot of the hotel.
Is that what they were doing that? Because I thought I heard that they couldn't even do them.
Well, I mean, it was just Stefanski with the practice squad guys.
Yeah,
like
I don't count that.
In the hotel parking lot.
That's
Like,
crazy.
Are you shitting me?
Not fair. And
Like,
I'm
not.
And guess what? Cleveland has a
Cleveland's
good
having
chance
a
to miss
good
the
year.
playoffs now. Cleveland's probably going to miss the playoffs.
Absolutely.
17
He was
years
having
in
a
a
good
row.
year.
17 years in a row, no postseason. This might be 18. That, I don't feel for any fans because we've been through enough misery. That's tough as a fan base, man. Especially when you're having a good year. As a whole football team, they playing well.
By the way, if you remember that year, and I do, the playoff game was in the snow, and I think they were up 28-0 on Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh came all the way back and beat them. Kevin Johnson, Syracuse product, had a big game.
So, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, Tom, with you, the double standard of what we do in the city, and the league's the double standard on, whatever they're calling with their protocols and stuff, right? So,
yeah, listen, it's a joke. We talked about early in the season how they would work it out if they'd be fair with it. Won't you start playing games on Monday, Tuesday, or extra games on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday? You opened up fucking Pandora's box, so that's how it goes.
Absolutely. Like I said,
There's literally been a game every day of the week this year.
They were there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, they we left them out. We left them out 2 weeks ago because, like I said, the NFL is so easy to crush because of the hypocrisy. You know what I mean? But after they moved the Ravens Cowboys game, Mr. Des Bryant, Mr. X, was out there with all his teammates and all there warming up, and then they were like, "Hey man, you tested positive." They pulled him off the field. Like, how does that game not get canceled? Hey, I guess contact tracing before the game is okay. Yeah. It makes sense.
They said, "Oh, Lamar's already had it. It's fine." It's a double standard, and I know there was going to be issues with it, but just be fair with your issues. We all get it, But now players, if I'm a player on Cleveland or Denver, I feel slighted, or Tennessee, or whatever teams. I feel slighted that you didn't give me the best chance for me to win, but you gave it to other teams. So it's a good one. It's good crumbs, boys. Good crumbs. I
mean, Cleveland's 10-5 now. They have Pittsburgh next week, which if they would have won this week would have potentially been for the division. No,
Yeah, but
still,
Pittsburgh-
yeah, you got to go out
Pittsburgh
and
won
beat
the
the
division,
Jets.
so they might not try to beat them. But the thing is, they don't control their own destiny now, Greg. Because if they
Right.
win, they need people to lose for them to get in. Because there's so many wins in the AFC. Everybody's got wins in the AFC.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I think the Colts, the Titans, Cleveland, and somebody else. There's 4 teams that could all be 11-5.
Miami.
There you go. And they're just battling for 2
Ravens.
spots.
And the Ravens.
And the Ravens.
Ravens, Dolphins, Titans, Colts, Browns.
That's crazy.
How many?
There's probably going to be at least 2 11-win teams that don't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
That's
how many-
fucking crazy.
How
And
many?
the NFC East
And
will
they
have
added
a 500 team.
a 7th team, Wilson. 2 teams that might not make it. They added a 7th.
And they added a 7th. Yeah, that's crazy.
There's 5
That's
teams.
crazy,
There's
dude.
5 teams for 3 spots, right? Left.
Yeah.
Like 6 teams for 3.
6 teams,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
I think. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I didn't count it.
Steelers, Bills are already in. So 3.
Yeah.
I guess
It's Titans, Colts.
For that
But
division.
one of them's going to win, though, right? One of them's going to win the division,
Yep.
right?
So the other
So
one,
it's-
the other one's
so
in the
it's-
wild card. The other one's in the wild
Titans, Colts, Dolphins, Browns, Ravens.
5.
But one of them's going to win the division. So it's
So
4,
four.
really.
4 for 3 spots, but there's gonna be a good team left out.
Mhm.
With
Which
11 wins, probably.
crazy.
And the
Well-
NFC East has a team under 500.
Yep.
With the quarterback who fucking blows. Good times.
Yeah, and possibly the Rams who look like dog shit. Love seeing it. Fuck you, McVay.
Yo.
Fuck you,
seriously.
McVay.
Uh,
all of a sudden, the Seattle defense is like the 85 Bears.
Maybe Jared Goff
What happened,
stinks.
genius? What happened, genius?
Maybe Jared Goff stinks.
Jared
Yeah,
Goff
he
broke his thumb
He
today.
has looked like garbage. And he's got some weapons.
Yeah.
Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp can both play.
Yeah, they all screwed me on fantasy this week.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
Jared's a big play action guy. So when they don't run the fucking football, they get exposed. They get exposed big time. All right, boys, great fucking show. I'd like to thank our doc. Got to make him yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. You can find them right down there, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. We're also brought to you by PhillyDrinkers.com. You can get all your A2D merch. Just search A2D Radio. Tons of new stuff out. We will soon have Nike, Under Armour, and all the big brands on PhillyDrinkers.com for A2D Radio. So that's always delicious. Just hearing Nike and the other stuff. Delicious talk. So coming soon. Plenty of stuff on there. And allcampusoc.com. Use discount code A2D for 15% off all your team hats. So that's allcampusoc.com. 15% off. Just use the promo code A2D. Boys, hell of a fucking show.
Great stuff.
Ain't nobody-
Terrible day.
Bears
Terrible day.
rolling without Foles, so sleep tight. Sleep tight. Sleep tight, Folesians. 4 straight wins, 30 plus.
Sweeps, since the Eagles are eliminated, I will root for your Dolphins to make the playoffs. Who
Live
starts next week?
Pucker up.
Live look at Wells right there. Live look at Wells.
I will root for the Dolphins. Who you guys got next week?
Bills, tough.
Oh, okay.
Fighting City Hall. I know. I don't know if they're going to sit anybody, obviously, because
You're hoping they are. Josh Allen, maybe want to catch some bench?
besides when they want to be. Well, that's what I was telling those guys before you came in. Not sure, just because of the seating. You know what I mean? If they, if the Dolphins did beat them, depending on what happens with the Steelers, you know what I mean? Then you might wind up playing them 2 weeks in a row. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, tough game.
Tough game.
Yeah, Ravens.
Tough game. Who's starting a queue?
Well, that's what he was talking. Greg was asking me earlier, dude. He shows that he goes back to Tua a lot. I love Flores, but maybe he realizes, hey, this is time to just have a seat, kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is go time. You know what I mean? After the Denver game, Fitzy threw a pick, and he still brought a spark, but it was a pick. It wasn't a win. You know what I mean? So he didn't really have to maybe answer too many questions there. He just went back to the kid and And then they've done enough, obviously they're in, just, hand the ball off 5-yard ins and play good defense, you know what I mean? And I don't know if he can stretch the field or they don't want to let him stretch the field. It doesn't make any sense to me, you know what I mean? So just let the vet play and let the ship go down. Obviously next year, you give the keys back to the kid because you drafted him 5th. And if that's your cup of soup, that's your cup of soup. It's not mine, but I mean, for one game, you give the keys to the Magic Man in Week 17 and see if we can find a way to beat the Bills.
Crumbs still hashtagging Tua time.
Fitzmagic.
I love me some Fitzmagic. I really do. I would love to see him play.
I mean, he got his head ripped off and completed a 34-yard pass
to Mac Hollins
on a rope. Yes,
who hasn't caught a cold, let alone COVID.
Gruden was going to be Gruden. I was going to crumb up Gruden, but except for how could I when it benefited the Dolphins? I couldn't. But I mean, I'm telling you, I love when NFL coaches sit and pee, boy. It's so delicious.
What are you doing? Just score the touchdown.
It's not easy to score a touchdown. I understand. You know what I mean? Like, oh God, it's beautiful.
I don't get it. It's like the NFL's full of greed, and then these guys are like, "Oh, I won't score." Just get the answer, dude. What are you doing? They got to score a touchdown in 20 seconds. They're not scoring a touchdown in 20 seconds. Just go in the end zone. What are you doing?
Liberty almost did the same thing last night too.
Yeah, what are you doing? Doesn't even make sense. It's senseless. I like to grab the guy. Don't you want another touchdown at the end of the year when you're like, oh, I had 7. You had 8. You just gave it up.
Like the only thing you're gonna get an earful. Like if you go over there and then Gruden gives you the old Chucky face.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted you to go down. Oh shit. Oh well, I forgot.
All right, man.
Knock on wood if you're with me.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'll put $1 in the kangaroo court thing.
Kangaroo court. I'll throw 100 in there.
All right, boys. I'm ending it. Love you. Love everybody out there. Thanks for tuning in.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and hope everybody has a Happy New Year. End of the week.
Happy New Year, everybody. We'll talk.
Happy New Year. Be safe.
Turn your alerts on. Stay safe. I would say go Birds, but let's lose. Go Sixers. We out.
That's my baby. That's my baby. We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored.
They did it.
Left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?